they're removing his nephews as characters now.
No, why?
They're problematic.
Hmm.
Because there's 3 of them. They combine them into one kid now.
Why? I don't understand what that's to do with problematic.
Don't worry about it. Because it makes little kids think that they can't accomplish things on their own.
That's partially true. Like, if you want to teach teamwork.
Well, okay, there's 2 kids instead of 3 now. We'll compromise.
Oh, one of them got killed off.
No, he didn't get killed off. Huey and Dewey talked to each other and they said, we really got to put our heads together on this one. And they
So
bonked
became
their...
a conjoined twin.
Yeah, no. They bonked their heads together, and the one gets absorbed into the other one's head.
He screams the whole way. No one knows why he screamed though.
Because he's having so much fun. It's like being on a roller coaster.
That's great. Good for him.
Oh, your poor boss. Look, he's so sad. Ooh, did that cookie just still on my back? Ooh.
I'm not doing very well. I remember that if you're doing good, you can get all the monies before that happens.
Really?
Yeah.
And then he says, where the fuck are you? He calls you worthless. He calls you a little pussy bitch.
Pussy bitch.
Is there a limit on the number of days?
No.
No.
Well, can that number really go beyond like 99? It doesn't look like it has room.
It just resets.
Oh, does it?
No.
That's weird.
I'm gonna check if that first cave has generated anything yet. I have way too few mans.
Chrissy,
Yes.
you get to work with the kids at Whitney High. You get to write a song for them. What is it going to be about?
Well, bugs are out of the question. That's been done.
What about like
Maybe how
regular
to-
pets?
Maybe how to put their shoes on the right feet.
That's fair enough.
We learn about the curve of the feet.
Yeah.
That they're different.
How does it go?
Maybe they just wear, like, shoes that could go on either foot.
They could just
Those
wear
exist.
socks.
Those do exist.
Do they?
Mm.
Like, they're just, like, boats. Like,
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're called. They're called boats. It gets really confusing to them. Let's sing the song. How does it go? The shoe song.
Shoe are you? Shoe, 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 shoe.
which shoe are you?
Well, that would just confuse them, because then they would think they're actually shoes.
I got 2 shoes. I don't have to choose. Foot that goes on. Close my eyes.
I'm glad his life is made easier.
Well, where's
No
where's
help from those guys. You put them on.
what kind of shoes do they wear?
They're the ones that just zip right up the front.
Well, the hush puppies.
Skechers.
The Frito Lays.
Yeah, that's remember every kids game show you'd win a pair of Skechers.
Yeah,
Embarrassing.
What?
And you win a
Embarrassing
keyboard.
prize.
You win a keyboard from Yamaha.
Oh yeah.
And then the little girl on Nick Arcade gets lost and she walks off the set and they have to tell her to go back on the set. Do you feel like it was just intentionally set up as kind of a joke? They wanted to just get kids really confused and make a fool out of them on TV?
For the Nick Arcade?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think they had like them watching a different green screen or something.
Yeah, because they're always confused. They always look off camera like somebody.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can even see what they're doing, can they?
No, because then there's no way for them to even indicate. Because they do occasionally make motions towards.
But the thing is, they look forward at the camera. I'm imagining they do that because that's where they can even see what they're doing. It's like it's off to the side. How else would they see it?
That's a good point. Have I told you about what's that show? It's a British show, similar concept, but it's like D&D-ish, and they go through the whole show is that. It's not just a portion.
They roleplay with the host because he doesn't have any friends who he could get together, so he gets a bunch of kids in there.
It is like that. What is that show? Nightmare Game Show?
Dungeons and Dopes.
Yes, it was called Nightmare, and they. It was really good. The kid had to put on the main kid that went through had to put on this stupid helmet that made it so he can't see, and everybody else has to tell him where to go.
And you roleplay through a session of the host's worst nightmare, and you get to experience his abusive parents and how neglectful they were, and then how he had to drop out of high school. This is your nightmare. Why is it called Nightmare? Oh, Nightmare. Yeah. What is the little thing on the bottom left?
Yeah, what is that?
Zordon?
Zordon.
Which one did
We're on the second to last, I think he's asking about.
Oh, is this really a green screen show like this?
Yes.
This is so weird.
It's kind of really entertaining to watch.
Is that why they wear the helmet because they're blind and they don't know what they're doing?
Yes. That's the helmet, and that's the host.
And they're telling them you're on a fantastic journey, and one of the kids takes the helmet off and he runs off the set crying because he realizes he's just in a room.
The best, well, they're a little bit older than the audience of the next show. They're like just old enough to be fairly understanding of what's happening, but they're still completely incompetent. Like they'll be like, turn to the left. Their friends will be telling like, turn to the left, turn to the left, and then they'll like in this screen. I don't know if it's the same episode.
There's a giant bomb.
Yeah, they have to leave the room as quick as possible, but they always get confused and panic, and then the bomb just goes off, and then they have to leave.
Well,
and when you lose, you just leave.
I would tell him to blow out the fuse. Can you do that?
No, you cannot.
Oh. Well, they would probably think you could.
Well, they will occasionally. Sometimes you can tell the kids get an idea that isn't the case. Like, they'll try to give one of the other entities they run into, like, an item.
I tell them to hug the bomb very
Like,
tightly.
try to bribe the witch, and she just gets pissed off and kills you.
That's dark. This is a show with kids. Shouldn't murder anybody.
Good.
Do they do that? Do they fuck with the kids on there if they don't like them?
Yeah, they fuck.
Well, it's a kid and his friends. So unless
yeah. So what if
like,
they insisted they were his friends but they weren't? They were like the schoolyard bullies. And
I got that idea in a couple episodes. I did.
There's a room with a bomb and they say go hug it, go over real close to it.
I remember one episode the kid kept fucking up because he didn't know the difference between turning and strafing, so he kept like going the wrong way.
To be fair, as a little kid, I wouldn't even know what strafing was.
Shit.
That's true. They didn't know what they called it.
They might know what it is. If they play video games, they know strafing. That's just my 2 cents.
You said, oh shit, but didn't you do it?
I meant to freeze him while he was still in the water.
Oh.
So that he would go out. And so I just wasted one. Come on. Fucking shit. Well.
He's not close enough.
He's a hard boy.
Yeah.
Do you guys use SoundCloud?
For what?
For anything?
I've heard stuff on there.
Oh, well, I guess they just partnered up with Sony. And now they're going to start charging people $10 a month.
Oh,
For what?
great.
Like, lots of musicians use SoundCloud, like independent musicians that are trying to get
Yeah, like
noticed.
attention. So
Yeah.
now, does this mean nobody has access to anything unless you pay money?
I don't know. It wasn't in detail yet. There were a lot of articles about it.
Because that's what they do. No one's going to use it anymore.
Because I'm guessing they probably made... Because they have like 17 million users or something. So, of course, Sony would be interested. And they probably got a boatload of cash and was like, fuck SoundCloud. Like, I'll take my money and leave. And,
There we go.
I don't know if it's just for people who upload music or if it's also for people just to listen. But if it's for people who upload, like a lot of people making music, like they're not going to pay a subscription to put it on there. I mean, I think you could just put it on Bandcamp,
Yeah,
but it's not as popular and nice as SoundCloud.
that's a good image.
Thank you. I was trying to find... There was a YouTube channel of whoever this person was, and he had... remember I showed you it? It was the giant muscle bird fighting game that didn't work, and they made farting noises when they kick their legs out?
Yeah.
He had a fake wrestling series uploaded, but all the videos got
Yeah,
taken
I've watched
down.
him. Oh, he took him down?
Yeah, he took them down.
Yeah, he'd do the girl voice and just be like, can't talk like this.
Oh no, those had blood on that. You can't do that. Is it really graphic? Like, do they have a filter set up so they can make it look like the kid got cut to pieces?
No, it just cuts to like a red screen.
Oh.
But it's to imply they died.
Should make it little blood splat noises.
And if they're I can't find an image of it, but this will happen. If they're dying from like wasted time, it'll show their head in the corner and pieces of their flesh will slowly start drifting away.
Oh my god.
Until this is what it's like, and once you lose both your eyes, you're dead.
Jesus Christ.
Really weird.
They should get every kid who's on the game to record a line prior of them screaming and blaming their friends for them dying.
Yeah.
Make it sound really horrifying.
Uh-huh. Oh, you can see how it starts in this image.
Did you know in the Haunted Mansion ride they used to actually kill everybody who rode it?
That's how it was so haunted.
They didn't have any ghosts when it first started.
Is this supposed to be Peach's crown or just a crown?
Oh, so does it actually show the kid's face?
I think it does initially. It shows, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Who's ripping his skin off?
It just happens and it plays like this. And it makes the kids panic most of the time.
Because they don't want to see their friend die.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But it's really bizarre because the show is set up so that it doesn't matter how long the kids take. Like, it'll just keep going, or if they die, they'll just cut to the next game. So it's, you know, a lot of game shows, they're confined to, like, finish a game within a certain time, or, like, extend the game to a certain time. It doesn't follow those rules. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Like on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, if you come on and you only have 5 minutes left, they tell you to get out.
Yeah.
Because you didn't win in 5 minutes.
Ow!
Did you hear that Nintendo is unveiling a new console? And it's called the iPhone.
Oh, the Nooksy Zoopdo.
It's called the Whoopee. Because it makes you so happy when you play it. The Nintendo Whoopee, they're calling it.
Nintendo Whoopee.
They called it the Wii. Because you go, Wii! You're having so much fun. Everybody got used to that name pretty quick, though.
I made a lot of fun of it at the beginning, though.
It sure did. I don't know why they called it that.
I remember a lot of people calling it the Y at first.
And then their new console's the Wii U, and we all thought it was just an add-on. We didn't know it was a new console.
We legitimately thought it was an add-on.
Maybe you shouldn't call it the Wii U.
Well, it wasn't just that. If you watch the trailer again, like
they use the balance board and stuff. It makes it seem like it's just an add-on.
It's all they never show the console, and they act like it's a peripheral. Yeah. I mean, you can watch it now even. It's the same way.
They just show you the little gamepad. Imagine if Nintendo made a game console and it didn't focus on a gimmick.
Just like games and stuff?
Yeah, could you imagine that?
Yeah, like the GameCube or something.
A GameCube?
Come on. Everybody, it's a GameCube. And then he belched.
Mm-hmm.
I like the little kid on Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, and they make him tell the joke, and he embarrasses himself on television, and it's to be broadcasted in rerun form over and over and over again, so all of his friends at school can watch it and watch him make a fool out of himself.
I don't remember this. What joke was it?
Ugh. It was the best joke.
He apparently made a post about it online and like said what happened, and that they pre-plan what they're gonna ask the kids about themselves, like, oh, what do you like to do? And he was just a really normal kid. He didn't really like anything. And he was just like, oh, sometimes I like prank call people. They're like, oh, what? Oh, let's work with that. And they gave him a joke to tell, and the joke was, knock, knock. And the crowd goes, who's there? And he says, Humpty. And they go, Humpty who? And he goes, say it with an umpty. I really am kinda funky, because it's referencing a song that no kid at that time heard. And then on top of that, he was jumping around making a fool out of himself.
I think I remember this.
Yeah, and he's laughing at himself, and everyone is just... They're told to start clapping, and nobody looks happy.
That's good.
Poor kid. That's the thing, though, with kids. I miss it just because that was also part of it. Kids' game shows, you got to see them be completely inept and not know what they're doing, which was funny. But then it's also, if they embarrass themselves, like, I mean, that's it. All their friends are gonna see it. It's stuck with them forever. I'd imagine every kid who loses on one of these game shows would end up crying at the end. They just don't show it.
Especially because they always lose.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, the funny thing, in those shows there are stakes. In this Nightmare show, the longer you watch it, the more you realize they don't seem to win anything if they win.
They just get to have fun. They get to live the fantasy of their best friend having their flesh ripped off their face.
Yeah, it's essentially... Or they'll get like a weird little trophy plaque at the end, that's it. We did get to see like a couple people win.
Remember they had Hole in the Wall on Cartoon Network and there was no prize?
Was there not?
No. There was no prize. I think you got a trophy if you were able to win, and I don't think anyone ever won because it was rigged anyways. When they were trying that live action block, they had the show where you're on the roller coaster doing trivia.
Yes. I remember that didn't have a prize.
No, that did.
Oh, did?
You got money off of that one, but then they canceled it immediately, so the only show that you could get anything out of, they got rid of.
Oh.
Oh no. Why'd he throw his pizza on the ground?
I don't know. I love the response. What the fuck?
It's a fair reaction.
I bought a pizza and I have a complaint. Playing in a pothole.
That's not even a complaint.
That's amazing.
Although it's Little Caesars, I wouldn't be too thrilled.
I don't even know when the last time I ever had that.
I was surprised to learn they're still around.
Little Caesars.
Little Caesars. I don't even.
They're
Are they
cheap.
still open?
Yes.
Yeah, they still are.
I can't even think.
They're very, very cheap. That's the nice thing about
That's
them.
I think that's the only. That's where I used to eat a lot back when I was homeless because it's $5 for pizza.
They're
Someone said, "Have you read the Andrew WK conspiracy theory?" What is that?
I'm a little interested.
Andrew
Andrew CK?
Yes.
What's Andrew WK?
Who's Andrew CK? You mean Louis CK?
Oh,
They fused together, I guess.
Andrew WK. Louis CK. Same thing.
Is that one white Pikmin attacking the...
I've never seen this game, but there are a lot of shit going on there.
He only
Why do you have?
controls...
Is that like a whole mob?
Yeah, those
Yes.
are his friends he made in outer space, and he's throwing them to death because he hates them.
Save Bluey! I threw him at you.
Louis a fucker.
Ah, shit.
Let him die. So what happens if you just ditch Louis and he's sitting there? And
Pretty sure
can
he
he,
won't.
well, I mean, can he get attacked
Yeah.
if you're not playing as him?
Yes.
Yeah.
You control the guy in the lead, Percy, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
command the mob. But the story is very strange because you find these, like, valuable space aliens, and they're, for no real reason, willing to do whatever you tell them to do, even if it leads them to their death.
Because they like you so much.
They're expendable, you just kind of...
That's their favorite movie.
the expendable.
How is Batman doing in Rotten Tomatoes now?
I don't know. Why are we just calling it Batman?
Is that out yet?
Because
Mhm.
Superman
Last
isn't
weekend?
real. I'm sorry, do you want me to call it a Superman? It has a 33.
Can you
pretty
rap
low.
like a Superman can?
Yes. I can rap more raps than he can. He can't rap any. So why bring it up?
He can write his own shit.
He gets really mad about that. It's just out of nowhere. He gets really upset about that. Everyone was having a lot of fun until that happened.
Yeah, everybody just like goes quiet and they're like, I don't know. He's off on this.
Sure.
again.
Let's start walking out. Andrew WK is a clone.
Did you guys see the Batman Superman movie?
No. I saw the Superman movie that leads into it. It wasn't very good. I don't like Zack Snyder's movies at all.
I went to see that Cloverfield Lane movie.
It was very good.
Well, that was J.J. Abrams, wasn't it?
Abraham.
You
I
went
like
to
his
see it?
movies. They're
Julian?
decent.
Yeah, I did.
Did you like the end?
With the aliens showing up. I liked it. I liked that she got to get outside and there was some time outside, but like you could totally tell that it was tacked on because test audiences were like, oh, I don't like that there's no aliens in it.
Oh, really?
Well, no, I'm not. I'm saying that's what it seems like.
Yeah, because it felt like a completely different movie and a bad one.
Yeah.
Like, I was into the movie. There were a couple things in there where you're like, why don't they just do this? Or why don't they just do that? But, like, it wasn't bad. I was really excited to see it because I think I saw it the night it opened, so I didn't hear anything about it. Like, it was all fresh. You know, I didn't, like, have any... And I was like, okay. And then the very, very end, I was disappointed. It felt like like you said, tacked on. It didn't...
Yeah.
It
They
probably
could have...
was.
They could have done aliens and it could have been better. It could have been better with showing, like, come on, that, like, 700-mile wide spaceship.
Yeah.
And she took it down with that. I don't want to, like,
I didn't.
the ending.
You just did.
Well, yeah. I mean,
You just
You,
did
you,
it.
He said there were aliens. He said it first.
You just said she took down a whole spaceship by herself, though.
I knew there were aliens from the start. You can tell it.
Yeah, okay, I could tell too.
It's fine.
How did you know?
I'm not the kind of person who's actually bugged by spoilers. The thing is, you're saying this over a stream.
I know.
I think everyone's seen it by now.
Hey, they had a week to see it.
They had a week.
You all had a week. It's okay.
Oh, I like the balloon guy. Isn't there an enemy? I think you don't see until like you're going to rescue Louis, but it looks like a chicken mortar thing.
A chicken mortar? I don't know what that is.
Hold on. Pikmin 2.
I'm very
Someone
sorry.
ruined Star Wars for me.
Which one?
The most recent one.
It's
Oh.
Darth Vader is Luke's father.
So,
That's called a Gatling groin.
Julian.
Oh yeah, the guy, like the big fish things, and they spit at you.
I guess they are fish, not
I
chickens.
want to
yeah.
talk more about the movie, Julian.
Yeah.
The part where John Goodman has the scissors and the knife in his hand. And he's like, "What were you doing?" Where did he find them? They conveniently didn't show that. Like, she had the suit and everything under her mattress.
I don't
Wouldn't
remember
she
which
have the
part that
scissors
was.
with them? When he takes the big barrel of hydrochloric acid or whatever, and he brings them in that room and he says,
Oh yeah.
"Why did you have these?" Like, if he was watching their every move, after she cut out the pattern, why didn't they just put the scissors back? Where did he find them? If she was keeping them with the stuff she was doing, he would have found everything. Like, it didn't make any sense. And why didn't they just kill him? Like, why didn't they just kill him? Yeah, or anytime. Like, I mean, I know he had a gun on him, but he wasn't, like, constantly... Like, they were sitting there playing board games and shit.
Yeah.
They could have stabbed him in the neck with a knife.
Well, because
and stayed in
they
that-
didn't act until they became afraid. Like that when they were playing board games and everything, unless you're talking about once they were already planning to like.
Yeah, because they could
Well,
have.
because they don't want to kill him because they're pussies and they're like, okay, well, let's not kill this guy. Because remember, they wanted to like tie him up until they could get help.
Oh yeah.
Spirit Flogger.
Would you just kill him?
Yeah.
Probably.
You killed John Goodman?
He did a very good, like, crazy creepy man in this movie. I was really, I had forgotten what a good actor he could be.
He hasn't had a chance. Like, when's the last legit movie he's been in? That's interesting that he was in this.
Yeah.
What is the last thing
He was in Transformers as one of the
Right.
robots.
Yeah.
You say you would kill him, but if you were there, would you actually be able to?
You should be
Yes.
too starstruck.
Sure
Gosh, I
am.
know I gotta kill him, but it's John Goodman. What is that? A light? What is that thing?
Looks like a vacuum tube.
Oh, yes, okay.
That's the friend pod. You go in there with all your friends.
I liked J.J. Abrams' Speed Racer. That was fun. Network main brain.
Okay, electronics majors in the chat. Tell us what a vacuum tube is used for, because I don't know.
It's to store data, I think. It was
Is
an
it?
early way of... Let me look it up. Vacuum.
It was to vacuum all the bugs out of the computer.
I'm pretty sure they were used before silicon chips.
And if the computer had too many viruses, they get a barber to cut the computer open to let out the bad data.
Blood.
No, I think I'm wrong. It's just about controlling electricity.
Controlling the shit.
Controlling your shit. They sure do look like light bulbs, though.
Why is he called John Goodman if he's not good?
Yeah, he's a bad man.
John Badman. Oh wait, it does say, invented in 1904 by John Ambrose Fleming, vacuum tubes were a basic component of electronics first half of the 20th century, which saw different use of radio, television, sound reinforcement, sound recording, large telephone networks, analog and digital computers, industrial process control, blah 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 blah. And if you put them up your butt, they will explode.
Really?
Nope. Sorry.
Oh, is he called John? He should be called John Bad Guy.
John Batman.
He should be called Batman.
Where do they get the rocks? Are they just kidney stones?
Shit.
They're shit.
Man, I'm doing so awful in this playthrough.
Don't.
I'm very sorry, everyone.
I don't think anyone's frustrated by this.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm frustrated.
Yes, but we didn't start these with the context of them being like a self-tested speed run or
yeah,
something.
that's the thing too.
We're just playing Pikmin
Think
2.
back to Sonic Adventure 2.
Did you stream that?
Yeah, we streamed
did.
that.
Oh.
Do you not remember that? Were you
No,
not there for them?
I don't think I was there for that.
Oh, we were going for A ranks in it.
Oh my goodness, you had to find all the beetles, right? The golden
Yes.
beetles?
Oh, you mean the little things. You don't have to. It helps.
Yeah, I remember it being the deciding factor in some of the maps.
And some of them it is. The worst was, what's the one with the rocket ship? That one is a nightmare. Because you have to have perfect timing, because there's the hard path that you need to do. What was that stage called? Is it Metal Harbor? Is that what it was called?
No, I think Metal Harbor was when you were playing. See, it's hard to remember because some would be the same level, the same stage rather, as different characters. So it's hard to remember which character got which name.
It's the one with the rocket ship. You have to have perfect timing to even get it, and even if you do the hard path, I remember I got the hard path. I finally did it, but because I missed one of the ring containers, I didn't get an A. You have to just be perfect on that one. You have to do everything perfect. In
Hard
just a
path? In which game?
It's not even the... In Sonic Adventure 2.
I remember there being paths.
When you're climbing up the rocket ship, there's two ways of doing it.
Oh.
There's the lower part of it, which is easier to do, or you go all the way to the top of it, which you have to have perfect timing to even get on there. Like, you have a fraction of a second left. And that's if you don't hit any walls, which you're going to because of the controls being so bad. So it was really hard to even get it. That's the thing. That's what I found out from just playing it. A lot of it isn't even like your own fault. It's just you're praying that the game doesn't act up in any weird way. Because you need to act quick, but then the game also has to recognize what you're trying to do. Like, oh, you want to do the homing attack? Maybe you just want to go in the water.
Yeah, homing attack just kind of you got to put your faith in the game.
You have to position yourself facing it, and you have to give it like a second to think about it. You can't just do it right away because
And
the
if
game
your
has
angle was slightly off on a light tag,
Or sometimes it would take a few of them and then just fling you
it
off.
fuck you over, yeah.
We had that happen a few times. There was a clear set path that you're supposed to take, but it kept flinging me into a pit.
It's so funny. I for some reason put up with that shit when I was a kid, but even I couldn't deal with Sonic Heroes. I can't imagine how bad it would be if I played it now. Sonic Heroes.
What do you even get out of it?
What about it? Playing Sonic Heroes?
Well, no, like if you do everything in it, do you get anything out of it?
Oh, like play each path?
Yeah.
Yeah, you fight metal.
No.
chaos.
I mean, like if you do, did I even have challenges in it or anything?
No, I don't think it did.
I
But
couldn't.
you have to
finish
beat
it.
every.
I hated that game. I couldn't finish it.
It was terrible. But did you ever play the dark missions? They're the worst. I think. Period.
Do you mean the chaotix missions? I thought were the worst.
No, those were pretty annoying, but the dark missions would get to a point where you'd literally be playing a 20-minute level.
Well, that's what the chaotix ones would do too, because you had to find stuff. Like you had to find keys in a stage, and you had to flip gravity to find them. It was a nightmare.
I thought the dark missions were more irritating, personally.
I mean, you can just agree it's a bad game.
Yeah.
A lot of people defend it too. I don't know why. It's
because it's Sonic.
I guess.
There's nothing that
like I was a dumb kid when I played it, and even then I didn't like it. I was able to put up with Adventure 2, but I couldn't even do Heroes.
I guess maybe Heroes, just playing the hero path was passable, but that wasn't the whole game.
Even the gimmick with the 3 characters wasn't fun in any way either.
No, not really.
You had to switch between them. Enemies had health, which was really annoying, and levels were way too long.
Yeah, they did not need health.
And I remember I tried playing it again a few years ago, which is why I remember how much I don't like it. And the first stage, I was playing it just normally, and it happened all the time that at one point, there's a turn, and the game won't work half the time. You just get flinged off the stage, and you die, and you have to do like 3 minutes of gameplay again.
Well, I swear the DX version of Sonic Adventure had more collision detection problems.
I think it did.
Because I remember if you came down from a fall and like hit the floor, sometimes it just would not register and you'd go through it.
It's probably because the game used to run at 30 frames per second, they upped it to 60, and they probably didn't do anything with the code.
Similar to the...
It also looks uglier. Like, the models are nicer, but the thing is they messed up the lighting in a lot of areas, and they screwed up some of the textures, so the game doesn't actually look the way they were intending it to look.
Yeah. It was strange how they tried to, like, hype it up like it was the sequel to Sonic Adventure 2 because of release order.
What, Heroes?
No, Sonic Adventure DX.
Were they hyping it up like it's a sequel? I don't remember that.
They did with the Chow Garden. They sure did.
The Chow Garden in the first game is... like, I don't like it in general.
Yeah, I agree.
But the second game, they at least fixed it more. The first one is... I don't even know.
It's horrible, yeah.
Chris said he didn't really like the music in the first one, which is weird to me.
I like a lot of the music.
I like the music in both of them. They both... In fact, that was the reason I went back to 2, was I heard a song from 2's soundtrack, and I remembered, wow, this game actually had really good music. And I played it again thinking, like, you know, I could probably stomach it a little more easily, considering that's the soundtrack. But they did that thing where the audio mixing in the game, you can't even hear the music over a bunch of, like, the robot sound effects in the back and everything, so it doesn't help in any way. You're still just getting really frustrated with it. Also, when you're going for A ranks, you're starting the level over every 2 seconds because something in the game will act up. I love the idea of going for, like, score attacks and A rankings in games. Like, I really love the system they had for that. It's just that's the game they applied it to. It was a game that doesn't even work.
Mm-hmm. Gravy game.
Gravy game. And then I also got Sonic Battle with Sonic Heroes, and that wasn't good either.
The whole system in that one was stupid. How they became immune to your attack after one win. It's like such a dumb idea.
The whole thing was a mess. It was horrible. It wasn't any fun to play it. And then you couldn't block. You could block for like 5 frames if something was about to hit you, and then you would start healing if you held it down. Which, good luck ever blocking anything.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't going to bother. You're gonna hit somebody, run away, go heal, hit them again. It just wasn't any fun at all.
Yeah.
That
Tails had like a Mega Man cannon.
Yeah, for some reason. I remember that was all I did. I would use him and just keep using that over and over again.
I liked when the best feature of that game was how you could customize the robot with other people's aspects. That was cool. But if you gave the robot Rouge's flying, he'd just flap his arms. I don't know if you remember that. That's how he'd flap his arms.
And at the end of the game, you fight the one you made, and I didn't really put anything into him, so it was a really easy fight.
Oh.
That game was miserable to play through. I remember that too. I didn't have any fun doing it.
I don't think I beat that one.
I stayed up very late, and I remember... It's why I always bring up its soundtrack. It legitimately gave me a headache staying up playing it. Not because it was hard, but because the music was annoying me so much. That was like the turning point. That was where it was like, alright, I'm not going to buy these games ever again. I played that and I played Heroes, and I decided I was never going to give them money again.
What about Ty the Tasmanian Tigers?
Oh boy.
They made a fourth one on Steam, and it's 2D.
Is it a new one? I figured it was
That's...
an old one. Like
No.
Well, they released the old ones too, right?
They did, yes. They released the old ones, and they made a new one that's a really ugly 2D game. And that was supposed to be...
It was never 2D, was it?
It was never 2D, yeah.
It was never 2D.
It was never 2D.
They probably did that because they wanted to bring it back as a series, but they didn't want to spend money making a 3D game. Yeah, that was the theme song. I remember G4 game studios would pay for bumpers, so Ty the Tasmanian Tiger would appear all the time for the commercial breaks. He would show up and it would show the G4 logo. Remember G4?
I sure do.
You don't remember G4. Nobody remembers G4. Oh. G4 wasn't very good.
Oh, he's such a goobler.
And then they combined with Tech TV and they got even worse.
And the guy dropped the expensive thing.
The mystical disc.
It wasn't like a tube.
It was a clock.
Oh, I hate watching that.
Watching what?
The video of the guy dropping the shit on Tech TV.
Oh, you're talking about that. I thought you were talking about Pikmin.
Yeah, I hate watching Pikmin.
No, the mystical tube was the clock he just picked up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But no, that was on. I forget what the show was, but yeah, he's holding it and his hands are shaking.
He's talking about how there's only like 3 of them.
He said it's one of a kind, and it shatters in his hands, and that's it.
And it really shatters. Well, it doesn't shatter in his hands, he drops it, and then it shatters.
Poor guy. You could tell he was gonna do it, his hands were shaking so much.
Mm-hmm.
You knew it was just a matter of time. And then he sits on the floor and he starts crying. And they can't get him off the set. If... here's a hypothetical. A project you've been working on for 2 years. Someone comes in and they accidentally broke your computer and you lost everything, so you just lost the project forever. Mm-hmm. How would you react?
I'd vomit profusely. And then I'd take a gun out.
Oh.
You wouldn't do anything with it, you'd just take it out.
I just want to express my anger.
Through the form of gun. What about you, Chrissy?
What?
If you had worked on a project for 2 years, you didn't have any backups of it, and somebody came in and they said they accidentally broke your computer and you lost everything, how would you react to it?
I'd be mad at myself for not backing it up. Why did they break my computer? What did they do to it?
They fell on it.
They had a huge, powerful magnet in their pocket, and they fell on it.
It pulled them over to it and they fell on it.
Oh, my computer broke and I didn't have anything backed up. I was so mad at myself. But then it all worked out.
Why'd it work out?
Because the hard drive wasn't bad.
Okay, well the hard drive is gone in this one.
No, I guess I'd just be really mad at myself for not backing it up. And then I'd be mad at them. I'd make them buy me a new computer because they broke it. I don't have money to buy a new one. They better pay for it.
What if they were not even really a person? A boogeyman. They're a boogeyman.
I'd make friends with the boogeyman.
But he broke your computer.
I'd take his secrets.
He doesn't have any.
I want his secrets.
He tells you everything as soon as he breaks your computer. There are no secrets now.
Maybe it'd be worth it.
Yeah, what if he was Booger Man?
Aren't you tired? Aren't you guys tired?
I am, yes. I've been tired.
You're never up this late.
Yeah,
no, I'm not.
He was really excited for Pikmin.
It's a favorite of mine. It's a good one. I love this one.
I'm up late because my sleep is backwards because there's construction.
Well, it's not. Isn't it always?
No, sometimes I fix it. It was fixed, and then I broke.
Sometimes I fix it.
I do. Listen, you can attest to that. I had my sleep fixed a week ago.
Julian, aren't you usually up during the day?
Yeah. But it's not that late. It's
did
only
he break yours
10:30
too?
for me.
Are you broken too?
No. A little bit, but that's just because I've been staying up late to work recently.
Mm.
To work?
To work.
Did you know they're trying to protest the emojis on your phone because
There's not enough girls.
There's not enough girls?
There's not enough girls doing boy things.
But then how would you even know it's a girl based on those features?
The hair. The boobs.
But it's not just that, they're also upset about the eggplant because it's getting used as a penis.
The Eggman?
The Eggman.
On my phone?
There's an eggplant emoji, and people are mad because some people are using it like it's a penis.
Well,
that's an egg.
Who cares?
Me.
No, I mean, like, where's the eggplant?
I don't want the mean kids at school eggplanting my daughter.
Planting eggs in her.
Oh, no, don't say that. Yeesh.
I don't really like using these. I know some people who, like, text me and there'll be, like, 14 of these fuckers on there. Like, they tell me a whole story with these little pictures.
What about the eggplant? The PP?
I'm still looking for it. I don't know if this is sorted in any certain way. Wait, and the food. There it is. The corn looks more like a penis than the eggplant.
But an eggplant's curved.
Yeah.
So is a banana.
It's also very fat.
Yeah.
Well, isn't your wiener a little lumpy?
Like a penis.
Isn't your wiener lumpy and purple?
That peach looks like a vagina.
It looks like a butt.
Or a really fat vagina.
That's what they all say.
What else is here? What about the chicken leg? What is this thing next to the chicken leg? It's a bone with like breading in the middle? What is it?
A chicken leg.
What is this plate of food? What is this?
It's a fried up girl. That's why they have to change these emojis. They're really offensive.
Oh shit, he walks around. Okay. Well, that's what I was afraid of.
I like these guys. What are they?
They're these guys.
I know you're fighting tiny little robots now. Yeah, fuck you, Louie. Send him out to just set bombs off.
Oh, here he comes. And he goes fucking off the side, okay.
Does this game have multiplayer?
Oh, fuck. There's a multiplayer mode, but you don't get to do, like, storyline.
Because I figured that was why they added Louie.
No, it's just make it so you like flop around in the carpet.
Thank you.
Oh, Jesus.
Thank you. He's not even organic, he's a robo.
Jesus Christ, I lost 10 of them.
You're about to pay off your debt. Do you ever eat something really, really hot and it burns your gums to the point that the skin peels off your gums?
No.
Why do you keep doing that?
I don't know, it happened to me again.
I've done it to the roof of my mouth, not to my gums.
Yeah, the roof of my mouth.
I don't know, it keeps happening with my gums.
Like on the inside or on the outside?
Yeah.
The inside, kind of.
Isn't that kind of the roof of your mouth?
I guess you can consider it that.
Yeah.
It's by the teeth, though.
Yeah. What do you eat? What did you eat that was so hot?
Well, the other time it was a piece of pizza. But this time it was a hamburger. It happens to me all the time, like every single time I eat food.
One time I took a bite of pepperoni pizza and I laughed really hard while it was in my mouth.
That is pretty funny.
And the cheese and a chunk of pepperoni went up my nose. And you know how, like...
Yes, it gets stuck in your sinus, like...
Yes, and it was so, like... That part was so, like, sensitive because nothing's ever in there. And it was pepperoni. So it was burning so hard. And I was trying to, like, breathe in and, like, unlodge it. It was awful. I was in middle school.
Have you ever seen how thin it actually is in there?
No.
There was a video where the camera's tilted upwards in the back of someone's throat while they're swallowing, and you can... It's like a really, really thin, like, muscle there, and it just pulls out, and you can see up inside of his nose. Like, it's really
That's
easy.
pretty wacky.
I didn't think it was that thin. And it moves itself, like, really... Just a whole lot. Like, it's wide open. Anything could get up there. It's really weird.
A book could get up there.
A book could get up there. There's enough room.
An encyclopedia.
You can see his brain.
Do they still exist?
Brains?
Encyclopedias.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think Wikipedia is?
No, I mean like book. Do people actually? Does anyone?
No, they're just using Carta now.
Like everything's online. I wouldn't want to set up encyclopedias.
Okay, well, this is going to be a restart.
They're all dead.
They roll date.
You really hate the traitor.
I know.
I do. She's a traitor.
Why do you hate her so much?
I don't know. Something about the way she speaks and acts pisses me off.
She says I'll tool you up.
She doesn't even care about the monsters.
No.
She's like, I'll open my store for 30 fucking seconds.
I can teleport for some reason.
Yeah.
Because she wants to be a bitch.
There's lots of her.
A beach.
She's like that Eve off of X-Files.
Did you know the new Star Wars, the script leaked for the new one?
Nah.
Han Solo,
Yeah, it's actually a crossover with Sausage Party.
Han Solo isn't actually dead. He had a force lightning used on him to keep his heartbeat going, and now he is Darth Sinister.
Stinkus.
Oh, look at him! Don't hurt him. He's got dopey eyes.
Can you guys click this image and identify it for me?
I don't like that. Already,
What?
I don't like that.
Oh, you see the thumbnail?
Just
What is it?
Oh, why does he have no thumb?
His thumb is like the length of a finger if I'm looking at it right.
It's not real. Or they're really long toes.
That might be it.
That looks like an ape.
I don't like that, and those are toes.
It's kind of weird, period.
We're evolving. We have fingers on our toes now.
My toes are pretty long, but that's ridiculous.
There are people with 6 fingers. It just looks like he's covering his thumb.
Covering his... No, it's 5. His thumb has to be there. There's 5 digits.
He has no thumb joint.
That's what it looks like, yeah. And it's just another finger.
It's Photoshop. Fake. Fake.
Okay.
Did you say it's fake and gay, or just fake?
Oh. Someone said Darth Icky. Is that a real character, Darth Icky?
I hope.
They said from The Force Unleashed. Now I have to look it up. You're not tricking me, are you? Is there a Darth Icky?
That's better.
Lucas agreed and offered up 2 Darth titles to choose from. Darth Icky and Darth Insanus.
That'd be pretty great.
Insane anus.
What the fuck? Okay, so the story is, for The Force Unleashed, they were hoping George Lucas would give Darth Vader's apprentice a name that had Darth in it, and George Lucas agreed and came up with Darth Icky and Darth Insanus, and they were hoping he was just kidding, but he never said he was kidding. Those were the only names he gave them to choose from.
Insane anus.
Insanius? Yeah, they wanted Starkiller to be Darth Icky.
Good.
I'd be okay with Darth Icky.
What the heck happened to the guy that was still walking around?
He stopped walking around.
Where'd he go?
Disney to boycott Georgia if governor signs anti-gay discrimination bill. What does that mean? Disney's gonna boycott them? Or, how do you boycott Georgia?
What are they boycotting?
They're not gonna show movies there? Or what? What does that mean? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Get that image out of here. I don't want to see those fingers.
Fingies.
Fingies. Darth Icky.
How icky do you
Why
think
did they go
was?
with that?
He didn't bathe at any point during the game, so barely.
So you'll be my apprentice, Darth Stinky.
I'm going to bed.
Good night. I was about to
Good
say,
night.
Chrissy sounds tired.
I know.
Good night.
Very good
Good
night.
night. Don't let the people sleep.
Twist to open. Thirst activator.
Twist my thirst hole.
I thought it's supposed to quench thirst, not activate it.
Quench my first hole.
You say punch my thirst hole?
Punch my punch hole.
My French hole.
Punch my punch hole.
All that.
Make my cloaca ache.
That's gross. I don't like that. That's different.
You brought up cloacas earlier.
Yes, but I did not. That's a little different.
You said Pluto had a cloaca on his head.
Yeah, but you were Pluto.
Who'd I say?
Well, you said, like, from your perspective, like, it's different. Pluto is fictional, I think.
Pluto Nash has a cloaca on his head.
That makes sense.
That's why the movie came.
That makes sense. Everything makes sense.
Donkey from Shrek has a cloaca. And when they try to sneak into the castle, he hides Shrek in it. Is it doing it for anybody? Anybody in the chat?
Sure hope
Corey would like that. Maybe.
he loves cloacas.
Yeah. Make him ache. Gets all achy. He goes, oh. Those little messy holes. You don't know what's gonna come out of them. The mystery grab bag. What are those flowers? Oh, well, it's farting them out. What happens if you make all of your boys purple?
Then you have a bunch of those.
Are you gonna die if you only had purple ones?
No.
No, purples are...
They're actually probably the best.
Yeah. They don't have poison resistance, and they drown.
Can they sneeze?
No. No.
Why do so many of them have purple flowers?
That's the purples. When they have flowers, they're more purple tinted.
What are those little tiny ones with purple flowers?
Those are your brothers.
I think the whites also have purple flowers. Is that right?
Yeah.
Of course the white people have them.
There's no black pigment. I guess the rocks, maybe?
Well, I'm pretty sure the purples are the closest thing to blacks. So to niggers. Because they're introduced at the same time as the white ones, and so I figured that was supposed to be, and it probably was Nintendo being like, oh no, we don't want anybody to make any black jokes. Remember how much trouble we got in for Jinx? And so they changed it to purple.
The funny thing about Jinx is that I don't think it was ever supposed to be blackface. I think it was supposed to be negative space.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be negative space. Yeah.
But you might be right about that, because there is a black Pikmin onion during the ending of the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, is there?
Well, there's a bunch of different colors, though. It's weird that they just went with a rock.
Yeah, that's the strangest breed, I think.
What does it do?
I know it can shatter glass.
Yeah, I think that's the only use it has, isn't it?
It might be. It might do impact damage, but purple does that, so it's like, that's not really its own gimmick.
Redundant, yeah.
It can fly, but I don't really know how that plays into the mechanics of the game. Oh, it was a hand. That guy just has a finger for a thumb. There you go.
Oh god, I hate that. Don't show me that. I hate that. Oh my god, how does that happen?
You're just bored that way.
Well, how hard is his life with that?
I don't think it would make that many things hard besides using game controllers.
I would imagine doing anything with it.
Like what?
Holding things?
No, I think you'd be able to hold things, most things pretty well. I don't know. You might have difficulty holding a pencil right. but like you can pick things up, alright. I assume.
I love using chopsticks.
I don't know how to do that. I have regular hands.
You don't?
No, I could never get it right.
Oh. You know they make baby chopsticks where there's a piece of paper and a rubber band in them so you can use them?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Do you use those?
No, I just don't use them.
Oh, you just use a fork?
Yes.
Why don't they have forks at Chinese restaurants?
You're supposed to bring them.
Bring your own fork.
Mm-hmm.
We don't got them. We only have these sticks we found outside.
Sticky stick hole.
You're almost there. You're gonna pay off the debt. What happens after you pay off the debt?
You forget Louis.
That wasn't the one I wanted to go to. Oh.
What if you remember Louis?
You don't. It's like a cutscene.
Well, to be fair, I don't like Louis, so that's okay.
That's fine.
Why don't you like Louis?
He's a fucker.
Who did he
He's
fuck?
the fucker. The Chipotle manager.
For spores?
Yes.
Oh my god. Have you ever run out of Pikmin before? Like, overall?
Ever?
I have never.
Like, totally, completely all of them?
Yes, every single one.
No. I don't think even the first time that I played that happened.
Doesn't it say you got a genocide or something if you end up with all them dying?
I think it does, yeah.
Or not genocide, it says extinction.
Yeah, there you go.
Why did I say genocide?
Because you were just talking about it earlier.
I mean, you are killing them.
It's no mercy.
It is your fault that you're killing them.
What are your white Pikmin doing? Oh, they're getting sapped.
They're a bunch of saps. You're getting played.
Do you even need that sap?
Yes.
Oh, I do see some. Okay, I didn't see the leaves.
What is the benefit to leveling them up?
They do more damage, I believe.
Well, they definitely move faster. They might do more damage, but I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I figured they would have. Did you know they're gonna make a Pikmin for the DS called Chibi Robo?
That's a little confusing, but you know, I might get it.
Have you ever played Chibi Robo?
The original, yes.
What about you?
No.
Yeah, I did too.
Okay, thank you. You should try Chibi Robo sometime. It's actually a really fun game.
I bet it is. That's also about, like, task management, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a debut game.
What does that mean?
Fat.
Okay.
Fat game.
It's a game for fatties. Debut. I never heard that. What language is that?
It's Japanese.
Really? I never heard them say that.
Debut means fat, and then you just say words twice to mean berry in Japanese.
Like Doki Doki.
Yes. Well, that's a sound effect, but yeah, it is supposed to like emphasize.
It makes your heart beat Doki Doki.
Mm-hmm.
Panic.
Siri, my heart is beating Doki Doki. I'm dying.
Doki Doki Death Squad.
Here is what I found.
You're garbage. Oh god, get those fingers out of here. I hate that thumbs up image.
You keep
Hate
doing
it.
fingers.
Is that why they call it a largie pizza?
Yeah. Because you eat it.
What did
with
they
your
keep
fingers.
saying? What did they keep saying in JoJo? Was it energy? They kept saying energy.
Yeah. You know.
That's how they say it, yes. That's not just JoJo. That's...
Well, we were watching it. I'm so sorry I put you through the first part.
I'll
I'm
forgive
so
you
sorry.
someday.
You didn't hate the second part, did you?
No.
Okay. It
was still ridiculous, but like I cared more about what was actually happening.
That's the point.
I think the worst.
I think it helps.
The worst actual complaint I could make about that second part is that like Nazis creating some kind of supernatural threat is a bit contrived, but like.
Oh, they didn't make it. They didn't create anything.
Yeah, they did. They made him in the cyborg.
That's later on. We didn't get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry!
We didn't get to that. Jesus Christ. Also, it's not for the sake of being a villain. They become buddies. They become buddies.
Become buddies?
It's not what you're expecting. I know when I said that to you, you were expecting that that's what the outcome is, but that's not actually what happens.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Like, I haven't seen anything yet.
No, we're only like 3 in.
3 episodes in, yeah.
I think it helps that it's a protagonist who's actually not just
shit.
a naive man who stands for justice. Jonathan has to be the most boring character in anything. He had blue hair. Luck and pluck.
Weird.
I was sad that didn't, like, it just immediately broke it, because I thought that the luck and pluck sword was, like, a fun detail.
Well, they made it seem like it was going to be a big deal, and then he uses it once, and okay, we're done with that. Are you happy Speedwagon's okay?
Oh yeah, that's right, he is.
Are you ready to hear him scream a lot more?
Yeah. He hasn't learned his lesson in all these 50 years.
50.
What do you think of Little Smokey?
He's good. It's a good name for a black kid in the 40s.
What do you think he smokes?
Reefer.
Oh.
That's what you smoke.
His name is Smokey
They didn't
Joe.
have crack back then.
That's true. The Nazi stuff isn't very big in that part, though.
You don't have to reassure me. I'm still gonna
Tell
watch
me
it.
about the Nazi.
I'm just saying. Because we were getting into the next episode, and I said, do you want to watch one more where he fights Nazis? And well, when you put it like that, no. Because that's a very typical thing when you're trying to make something over the top and goofy. You work Nazis into it somehow. I understand that.
Succotash.
Did you know Sylvester was originally a bird? But it didn't make much sense that a bird was trying to catch a bird.
Yeah, it does. There's tons of predatory birds that eat other birds.
No, I mean, he was a smaller bird than Tweety.
Oh, that is weird.
It wasn't supposed to be suffering succotash. He was supposed to say end my suffering. He had to change it.
Lord above, please end my suffering.
It didn't go over well with test audiences.
Oh, that sounds weird.
Also, they also didn't know what a bird was, so they made it hard too.
Murdering birdertash.
Someone said, "Did you know that Charlie Nash isn't actually Pluto Nash?" I did know that. They confirmed that in Street Fighter V.
They did not. They don't even know if that's
confirmed.
Charlie Nash. His name is Nash. Street Fighter V is so ugly.
It sure is.
I know people are making fun of the new King of Fighters, but it's honestly less ugly to me.
I actually might say that after playing Street Fighter V. I might actually agree on that.
Now, maybe up close, you think the new King of Fighters
they've at least done a little bit more to King of Fighters, so it's not as plain and ugly looking. It's still very ugly looking, but Street Fighter V, it honestly seems like a downgrade from 4, because 4 at least tried to do like stylized visuals. 5 is just everything is really smooth and looks like clay. There's no look to it.
Yeah, no, it's just weird. I hate everybody's hair. Did you see Alex's hair?
I didn't even get to see much of Alex yet. You know what? I own it, and I haven't even really touched it after the first week.
That's how a lot of people did it, because they had such a shitty release for it.
Mm-hmm. I had to get a refund on the PC port because it didn't work, and then people got mad and were saying, "No, it's just fine actually." But when I was at MagFest and I was like playing it there all night with people there, I was talking to them and they're saying like, "Yeah, no, we couldn't get it running either. Like this is all of our first experiences even playing it because the game just wasn't working on the first day." It was a big mess. I like some of the characters in it though, but there's just not enough there to really justify it as being its own thing yet. And even if people are going to take the whole stance of, oh, well, you know, it's competitively viable. Well, okay, there's a game that has much more content in it that's just as competitively viable right now. Why settle for less right now?
Mm-hmm. There's supposed to be so many characters in the King of Fighters, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
50,
it's 55 or something?
That was 50, but it's still huge.
It's enormous. It's way better than...
Camu, or whatever her name is.
That was weird.
It's just big ol' eyeballs on her head.
There seems to be a lot of new characters, though. I would have liked to have more of the older teams popping up.
There's quite a lot of old characters.
There are, but I was surprised that because there's like a leaked roster that got posted. There's no Blue Mary, which is weird to me.
There's no Mai, which is really weird.
Yeah, that's gonna upset people. I don't know. That is the weird thing with her as a character, is that everyone acts like, oh, well, you gotta have her, but there's plenty of games she didn't appear in.
Yeah, but yeah.
Like, wasn't 11, she was only in the console version of it?
Yes.
I remember in high school when I was playing, I was playing one of the Guilty Gears, and my brother saw us say, "Oh, why isn't Bridget in it? You gotta have Bridget," and because you know the funny internet
meme character.
Yeah, because it's he's the internet meme, so obviously he's been in every single game. He wasn't one of the last new characters they added at that point.
Olimar Knight. Hell, he named it after himself.
What a selfish prick. I don't even like Olimar anymore. What happened to him? I used to sympathize with him. But that was like the thing even with like the new Guilty Gear, was I would still take Accent Core over it, just because there's more in Accent Core. But now with the new one, I wouldn't feel that way. There's more content finally to justify it over playing that.
Well, that's just what happens with fighting games reboot on a new engine.
It's true. I understand it with Guilty Gear. I don't understand it with Street Fighter. Because they weren't even ready to launch it.
That's different.
It's different.
If it had more content, I would absolutely take it over 4.
Oh, Black Kingdom.
I like, what's his name? The Poison Man. He's really fun to use. He's like the only new character I really, really enjoy.
I don't know anything about the characters. I just know everyone I've seen is stupid looking.
You didn't like, what's his name? He has the big sleeves. And he turns into a bird.
I don't think I saw anybody that turns into a bird.
Did you not see him? He was the last character. Let me get him.
Well, I don't really.
No,
you gotta.
You gotta.
Okay.
You gotta. Because everyone got really, really upset when he got revealed, and he was the only new character I actually cared about. And he's the only one I've been using. I like him a lot.
The girl with the green pants was really boring looking to me, and everyone was going apeshit.
She's also probably the worst right now.
Oh.
You didn't see this guy?
His name is... That's really his name?
He has a stupid name.
That's not a very good name.
No.
Okay, let's see.
But he's a very good character.
Oh, shit.
I hate the Dread guy so much.
I do too.
He's so dumb looking.
It's a really boring design. It's a really stupid character, and there's not much to him anyways.
What does he remind me of? You know, he kind of reminds me of Puppet Master. Wait, is that Dalsim?
Yeah, he's in this.
Why does he look like 50 years older?
I don't know. He has a beard now.
And a turban.
But this guy was like actually a really cool idea because he doesn't. They changed how chip damage works now too. You can actually do chip damage from normals, but the way this guy works is that he can poison you with his moves, and as long as he doesn't get hit, you stay poisoned. So he's like a keep away character, but he has like all these different things. He feels like a Guilty Gear character. Like he has all these setups that you're trying to get going for him. It's really weird having someone like that in a Street Fighter game. I like it. But he's like the only one like that.
Weren't they really weird and selective about who's in this one too?
Yeah, they pretty much went for everyone who wasn't in Street Fighter 4. Because, remember, what's her name? Girl?
Rainbow Micah?
That's it. Remember her? No one used her. She wasn't...
Why did they change Birdie like that? I don't...
He actually is really good in the new one. I can say that at least.
No, I mean his design, not...
Oh, his design, yeah, I don't know. But I do like what they did to him. I guess I'll say that too. He's kind of like a... Because the thing with him is that he rolls a soda can out really slowly on the ground, and he can do all these like overhead grabs to you. So the idea is that you're throwing all this stuff out to distract people and then try to get in with a grab. And it's like actually a really smart idea. They did a good job with him.
He wasn't very good in Alpha. He had like 3 attacks.
He had nothing. They didn't have any ideas for him. He just didn't do anything. He was big man and he could grab you, and that was it.
Yeah, but so could Sodom, and he was a lot better.
Yeah, he was. But he also had moves, at least.
But I don't understand his design. And they like can't choose what... Like, he was clearly black in Alpha, in the art and
They're
the
doing
anime.
that with all the artwork in this game, too. Like, they drew Sean, and he's just completely pale. I didn't even know that was supposed to be Sean when I saw it.
Yeah, and Birdie doesn't look like he's quite supposed to be black. It looks like he's got some, like, skin problem. Really, it does. Which would make sense, given what he says about how he looked in Street Fighter 1 and Alpha. But it's like, why did they even fuck with it? Why did they even fuck?
That was the thing, was that when we were making fun of it on its release, lots and lots of people got mad at us. Like, I love fighting games, and I still had some fun with Street Fighter V. I like a lot of things about it, but it is not in any way finished, and it should not be getting support for that. You don't make excuses for throwing away full price on a game that's not going to be done for another year. Because at that point, you're allowing developers to keep doing this to you, and they're going to take more and more advantage of you. Because you're going to start feeling pity for them not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Capcom's a company. It's not like this is an independent thing. They're a company. They've been cashing in on people for years, like through DLC and constantly releasing the same game over and over again. You shouldn't be letting people like that take advantage of you with something like this. I know Sony funded it, or whatever, so they're obviously struggling, But there's a reason why they're struggling. Like Street Fighter Cross Tekken happened. There's a reason why they're struggling. They made stupid ideas on their own. Stupid mistakes, rather.
Stupid sphinkies.
Stupid sphincter. That's my new Street Fighter character.
Darth Stinky.
Darth Stinky.
Anxious Sprout.
Isn't that what Grandpa Lou called the kids? He called them Sprout?
Yes, he did.
Because he thought they were little Pikmin. He tried to rip them out of the floor.
Why were they in the floor?
he would stomp on them and put them in the floor. They rip them out. They got big heads. They're easy to pull out. Because there's the Rugrats. They would hide under the rug, and then he would stomp on the rug and try to rip them out through it.
From under the mat.
Yeah, from under the mat. It's a Rugrats rap.
Okay, here to come right behind you. Look, there's a Rugrat.
Yeah, what is with that part of the song?
I forget how it goes.
Hey, there's a Rugrat coming up from behind you or something.
Yeah,
Why are they sneaking? And then they show the really creepy clip of Tommy.
Yeah.
He's angry with his arms out walking at you.
Yeah.
He's gonna grab you. What if all the Rugrats grabbed you collectively as a group and pinned you down and they started carrying you off and they were moving around like the pilot, so they looked even more like they were babies who were just born and don't even know how to use their body parts yet?
Wait, do you get the skull?
Yeah.
Can you get the skull?
He's going to.
I wonder what they call it.
Everybody count down.
Count down to the skull.
Yeah.
Get it trending on Twitter. Who dropped that? Who dropped the bomb?
Dropping the hype bomb.
Base drop.
I get it. Whose skull is that? Is that what the humans on this planet look like?
Yeah.
I think it's. You found Almanite shells. So I assume things here are actually ancient.
Yeah, the things are. I like that about these. The dungeons are all themed.
Yes, they are. Like that one earlier when we were talking about all the things, it's all Nintendo merchandise.
Colossal Fossil.
That's the same much.
No, that's because it rhymes.
Asshole Castle.
Oh, you could name everything in this.
How would you dig up an asshole castle?
It's a peach. They call it the asshole castle. Why was it called the Rugrats when they weren't rats?
To scare you, to make you think twice about petting a child.
Oh no. I pet them all the time though.
Well, you're not supposed to.
I'll hold out breadcrumbs and they'll eat them out of my hand.
Don't get your hand all wet.
I don't like that.
And
Imagine Tommy Pickle's giant head is his huge gums just going to town on your hand. You can't get your hand free. His head's enormous. It's like the size of a pumpkin. You think it would smash open like a pumpkin? Like if his head got run over by a car?
It's also very empty. So it's
That's
very
what I figured.
satisfying to step in.
You're describing it like that's a common thing that people do.
People stomp on pumpkins.
Well, you're saying like Tommy Pickle's head, it's very satisfying for people to step on it. You've done it.
It just happens sometimes.
Remember the episode he gets cut open and he's full of stuffing?
Yeah.
Do you think his head's full of stuffing?
Yeah.
No. It's full of juice.
Oh, like the
it's really
red juice.
It's really drippy and viscous.
Do you think it's made out of the same juice that the puppies in Puppy Love are when they splatter on the ground?
Yeah. Yeah, the same like yellow goop.
Yeah.
Pee goopy.
Pee goopy.
Everyone in the hole. What they say?
They don't say that.
It's me. It's me, Pac-Man.
It's me, Pac-Man.
Booblax.
That's what they all sound like.
Was this the boss arena? Yep.
Darth Sticky.
Darth Stinker.
I can't. George Lucas came up with that. He wasn't joking.
Maybe he wrote it down and he was like drunk and then didn't think that he
from
was
what the
joking.
story was describing from the developers, they even said to him like, "Are you kidding?" And he was apparently like dead serious about it.
And he was dead.
That he was dead.
There it is.
There he is, Darth Sticky.
Touch him. Touch. There you go.
Oh, he's the goofball from the first one.
Remember?
He's the slobber puss.
He's the puss.
Does he know how to walk over there, or does he stay in his own?
No, he stays in his room.
Well, that's convenient. I like when shooters, when you're fighting a boss, the way you fight the boss is you enter into the boss room and keep leaving it. There's no strategy.
I thought you were talking about like Gradius.
No, I'm sorry. Those are the fun kind of shooters. the kind they don't really make over here anymore at all.
No, they kind of dwindled off in Japan too. The only one that is kind of still getting attention is Darius, and they're just releasing the same one over and over again.
Okay, I'm not doing this correctly.
Did you?
You almost got it.
There's some guy on Twitter who was he apparently does like fan animations, and he was doing an R-type fan animation that actually looked really nice.
Oh really? I'd like to see that.
Looked like 80s anime.
Oh,
Looked really
that's
nice.
interesting. Oh, it's another robot.
Did you know Tommy Pickles, his original name was Pickles Tommy?
He was Nihon.
Yeah.
I like R-Type, Gradius, Darius, those are all good ones. X Multiply, ZZZ, or Zazex, or I don't know how you pronounce it. XE, that's a game.
I mean, did any indie kind of shooters even do well over here? Jamestown, I think that did alright.
Yeah, I have that. I don't know, you almost got all the money.
Almost.
I still have that in my head. It sounds like just the music from my brother and me.
Yeah, it did.
It probably was the same people who did it. Cool Dr. Money. I tell you the story about that, how I saw that episode as a kid and I wanted a flat top, but I didn't understand how it worked because I wasn't blessed like black people with their hair, so I couldn't actually have it happen, but my parents told me I had one anyways, so I always thought I did because I never looked in a mirror.
What did you do?
I remember in like grade school I drew up pictures of myself and I drew myself with the flat top because I thought I had one.
That's so funny. Oh, it's one of those gravestone things the gyroids are based off of, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have like a set of Japanese museum artifacts, like replicas, or just tiny little trading figures. But I have 2 of those.
Did you know that the gyroids in Animal Crossing, they represent dead people? You're digging up dead people's graves.
Is that the gagging noise? You feel so disgusted.
Yeah, they make the gagging noise during Did You Know Gaming all the time.
Yeah.
They did a recent one on Wario, and half of the video wasn't even facts about anything. It was just stupid rumors. Like, what's even the point in doing the video? I forget what one of them was. It was something about... I'd have to go back and look.
Oh, gyroid bust! Okay.
Oh. That's a good way of localizing it. Let's see, did you know Gaming Mario? Also, the guy who did that video had a really annoying voice. I love Pinkle Tank. It's too bad they took that video down.
It really is.
Time out. You're grounded. I would, your butt.
That's what they say to me.
Oh, it was the stupid thing. Remember, WarioWare touched if you did the record fast enough. They're saying that I grant the children to hell or whatever.
No, it's I have granted kids to hell. Oh no! I remember.
They dedicated like 2 minutes to talking about that, and it's like, why? That's not trivia. That's not a real thing.
When I was a kid, I just thought it was goofy. It did sound like it, but I could tell it wasn't intentional.
No, because it's also, what kind of sentence is that?
I have granted kids to hell. Oh no! It is weird
It's fun to smoke marijuana.
Yeah. I shoo! That's another lyric from Bicycle Race Backwards. It's fun to smoke marijuana.
Okay, thought that would have blown faster.
And then they did one on Undertale, and it was just mentioning all the references to other games because it's... I mean,
really taking them as like, oh, it takes place in the same universe.
They didn't do that, thankfully. But then, what was it? They quoted a tweet that the guy made, and he described one of the songs he wrote as awesomeness or something, and they got a big eye roll out of me. Don't say that. Don't describe things like that.
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that? How were they do?
How come you only got 66 out?
I put the purple ones away because they're slow.
Beyond if you're not strong.
It's weird though, that Wario video barely had that much in it. You figure they could go... like, specifically Wario Land 4, like there's all these little things snuck in there. Like there's even photos of the developers and stuff. You figure they would talk about that, but they didn't. They dedicated 2 minutes to talking about a stupid thing that's not even true.
Do you think people just don't like Wario Land? Do you think that's why nobody ever...
No, I don't think people are aware of it anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. They mostly talked about WarioWare. I don't think they were even aware of those games.
Well, I mean, do you think that's the reason why WarioWare was like the focus of Smash Brothers?
Yes. Yes.
Because you think people just don't like those games?
I don't think it's
like,
that.
Okay, let's not
I don't
reference...
think people are aware of them. Is the thing. They intentionally went out of their way. When Brawl came out, no. WarioWare completely took it over to the point now that at least he had the arm smash attack in Brawl. They removed that in the new game. He doesn't even have that anymore.
Yeah.
It's very clear they don't want to even acknowledge those games anymore. This is just all Wario is as a character. It's too bad. At least Wario Land 4 got to happen. You can always... Wario World was pretty fun too.
Yeah, I like Wario World.
Except that one I know for sure at the time people didn't really like that one, which is too bad.
Yeah, because everyone thought they were getting Mario 64 with Wario for some reason.
Wario Land 4 I know got good reviews though, especially because it was an early Game Boy Advance title and it really showed it off.
Did you know if you play the Pikmin theme song backwards, I'm Schmorky.
I didn't know if you played the Pikmin song backwards, you're Schmorky.
I'm Schmorky.
Did you hear that audio?
I heard the audio where he's like talking to his crazy girlfriend.
Yeah, Zach sent that to me. And
don't touch me again like that.
The first thing that came out of his mouth...
He wants to sound like a lady, right? So why does he say everything so nasally?
He sounds like he's...
It goes like this, and there's no reason to do that.
It sounds like he's doing a...
I don't know if he...
Like, if you want to talk like a girl, you just put it up. You don't need to go like this.
I don't appreciate you touching me like that.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a cartoon character.
Like fucking...
But that was the thing was...
Howie Mandel.
Yeah, yes.
Did you know that that's how they came up with Bobby's World? Is they found a recording of him being screamed at by his girlfriend, and he did that voice at her.
Yeah.
Hey, what is that? Oh, nothing. When I get stressed out, I just kind of... No, I think it's pretty good.
Now, what if instead of a girlfriend screaming at Bobby, it could actually be his mother screaming at him to pick up his room?
Yeah.
And then he latched onto that for the rest of his life.
He sure did. But that was the thing, was Zach sent me that audio, and he didn't tell me what it was, he just sent it randomly. And when I first heard Shmorky's voice, I thought that was Zach just doing a goofy voice, because it sounds exactly like his voice.
My favorite thing is that... Okay, he's in an argument with his crazy girlfriend. He talks like that, but it's so funny to me that she's taking him completely seriously, even though he's talking that way.
I'm sure she's that crazy because he probably drove her up the...
That's the theory that everybody has, because...
Lotex is even saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently she was normal prior to that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, too, is like, even if you want to side with Shmorky on that, that whole the whole situation, Shmorky, the tone, like... You don't get any emotion out of anything that's being said during that. Mm-hmm. She is screaming and threatening to kill herself and everything. And then
he just sounds like he's doing the shtick.
No. You've been harassing me.
He's just doing a little comedy shtick.
Yeah, he's just doing a little bit. He's having fun doing a cartoon voice while she's screaming and wanting to die.
Yeah.
It's the most surreal thing to listen to. It feels like it's just a joke. You can't believe it's real.
Yeah, it's weird how she doesn't directly stop talking like that.
That's why I figure she's saying "Who are you?" at the one point.
Oh.
That's probably part of it.
Boopy doopy boop.
Schmucky.
Smuckers.
God. The thing is, too, I don't feel bad making fun of that just because Shmorky uploaded that on his own.
Oh yeah, it's not delving into someone's privacy. He made that public.
Because that's the thing, is you would assume, that's what I assumed was when Zach sent it to me, it was like, oh, someone dug this up or something, that's kind of shitty. But then no, he posted that on his own trying to get sympathy for it.
Mm-hmm. Was it on his public Tumblr, or does he have a private one?
He made a specific Tumblr for it and tweeted about it, and then immediately tweeted a link to his Patreon. He was trying to use it to get money.
How would that relate to a Patreon?
Because he was trying to get sympathy for it. And he said, I want to move out of here now. Give me money.
You mean that's not his house?
Well, I have no idea. I have no idea what the situation is, but that's the thing, was that he's saying he wants to move to a different state now, and then he linked his Patreon right after posting the audio. Jesus. I was surprised that Lotex actually said something, though, because they were best buddies. And apparently that drove him up the wall enough.
I was excited for the new Marvel Madness.
I can't wait for Marvel Madness. It's a crossover with Marble Madness. It's like Monkey Ball. Captain America gets trapped in a marble. You have to run him down a hill.
How does that help him?
It doesn't.
Oh.
He's looking for a cure to being in a marble.
A cure to marbleism.
Remember when he got shot by the bullet and he got sent back in time?
Oh my god, that was... Marvel comics.
It was really good. everybody was so sad that he's been killed off, but it was just a time bullet.
Well, it like sent his consciousness back in time. It was just as stupid as what you're saying.
Why are you putting them all away?
It was like Pikmin hours.
Do you get a special reward for doing that?
No. It fucking bugs the shit out of me how the light under the red onion is pink. And it's not like it's the monitor or anything, because like fucking Olivar was walking right next to it right now for
he has a
comparison, and he has just regular red light.
Clibbits.
Do you think they could? Do you think they delayed this game because the 2001?
A Space Odyssey.
Because the spaceship crashes. It's weird how many things had to get held back or changed because of that.
9/11.
Thank you. Poor Chucky, he didn't even know what he was talking about.
Did you hear they're gonna start censoring Brussels sprouts?
Why is that?
Oh, come on, that joke's so... Yeah, come on.
I'm sorry. It's so late. It took a little bit. Jesus Christ. You could at least wait a little bit. Whatever. I like how your rocket looks in this one.
I like the other one better. I like the dolphin.
I like it because it makes it look like a garbage can.
Well, that probably was the design prompt.
Because you're a piece of trash. So do you keep all the weird Pikmin in your rocket?
Yeah.
Does that happen in the new one?
I don't know. I haven't played it, so...
It's weird that the others have their own onions, but they don't.
It's because they didn't want you directly spawning them. Because if they had their own onion, you could just bring corpses to it. And
that's a good point.
And when you use the flowers and like save them up. Which is funny because the white ones are supposed to be the most expendable.
What if I'm colorblind? Can I play this video game?
No.
Maybe a little difficult.
You might be able to. I think it's only like specific shades, right?
I know green in general is typically something that gets changed.
Like using the green Pikmin then.
It's true. There are no green Pikmin, so maybe it's a good thing.
Get out of there!
Oh,
fucker, that was your fault.
Floppy Frog.
What was that?
Ew.
I can't imagine.
Someone said Pikmin 3 merges all the onions into a super onion.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, really? So how do you choose what spawns when you bring things back to it?
Oh. Maybe it just holds it all in there and you can pick from a menu. There's ways they could do it.
There's ways you could do it.
Fuck
ways
you.
you could dazzle.
Fuck you, Louie. What'd you think of Life with Louie?
It was lovable, huggable, laughable.
Lovable.
Huggable, lovable.
The lyrics are, "It's life with Louie." You say that 20 times.
It's Louie, Louie.
And then at the beginning of the episode, you get actual video footage of Louis Anderson. He says,
I was the host of Family Feud.
And that's it.
What? That was a good impression of him.
That's all he can talk about. No, that wasn't. He has a deeper voice. At least in Life with Louie.
What was, Bruno the Kid? Where you had CG Bruce Willis?
Yeah, he had CG Bruce Willis. He also sang the theme song.
I didn't know he sung the theme song!
Yes, he sung the theme song, too.
That is so funny! What the fuck? That is really funny. I had no idea.
And all the music in the show is just MIDI files and they sound horrible. Remember when Justin was telling us Louis Anderson was on whatever that show was? It was like the reality show for diving in the pools. And Louis Anderson got stuck in the swimming pool, and they had to get a bunch of
reality show.
I thought it was a reality show or something.
No, he was having like a party at his house. That did happen though.
I thought it was for a show that they were trying to help people swim or something, and he ended up falling in the pool, and they all had to get like 10 people over to pull him out of the pool.
Yeah.
Let me look it up. Louis Anderson pool. Yeah, it was a show called Splash.
Oh.
He got stuck in a pool and people had to lift him out of the pool.
And he just squealed like a pig the whole time.
The photos of it are so good. He's just on his side, he's wearing a shirt. He went into the water with a shirt too.
Kabish.
Poor Louis Anderson. What a mess. Someone said, remember the Zelda remix in Brawl that was literally a MIDI? Remember how a lot of the remixes in Brawls were pretty low quality?
Which one was literally a MIDI?
I'm not sure which one they're talking about. I just remember a lot of the remixes in Brawl were pretty underwhelming. I mean, there were a lot of them, which was nice, but a lot of them weren't good. So
I think it was one of the versions of Ashley's theme from WarioWare. It just sounded like someone's like mom singing it.
I remember songs I was like happy were in it were remixes, and they were just garbage remixes, so then I wasn't happy. Like, what was it? I didn't even recognize some of the songs with the remixes that they did. Like, there was a remix of the Bramble Blast song. But
Really?
It doesn't even sound like it. It's in the game, and it sounds almost nothing like it. I also just missed how Melee sounded with its soundtrack, as it sounded like an actual like orchestration, like there was people doing it. It all sounded really nice.
Put all the Pikmin into your sound hole. Why'd you give up on opening that? Oh, I love this area.
Yeah, this is the best.
This is what I'm thinking of, right?
The hidey hole.
I'm glad we got to this before we went to bed.
Ludden's kitchen. Oh, we were doing... I think I said this before, but we were doing Melee online, and it works almost perfect. It was amazing. It was... I don't know how well other GameCube games work online, but it was even better than playing in, like, Project 64. It felt almost perfect. There was barely any input delay or anything.
Did we? I don't remember doing that.
You used Nest, remember?
I remember doing the tournament version, but I thought you said that wasn't good.
What? Oh, well, the tournament version is stupid. But that's the thing, is that the normal one also works just fine.
What's tournament version?
There's a dumb version they did of Melee to work online. Like it's more stripped back for people with worse PCs.
Oh, like Street Fighter Dragon Edition?
No. No, it's different. But the thing was, they ended up ruining stages for it. And even though some of the options were kept in, like items appear, and they don't desync. But they just decided that if you throw like an item capsule, nothing comes out of it. So they just disabled parts of the game that they didn't even need to, just because they wanted to keep it like tournament friendly. And then they also changed some of the music and made it worse. I don't know why they did that. I hate when people do that to games, thinking they made it so much more cooler. Like they did that to Marvel vs.
Shadow the Hedgehog's in it.
Remember, there all those Dreamcast ISO files you could get from Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but with hardcore music.
Oh, I just got the version where it was one CD that had.
Oh, was it the Fighter Collection, and you could exchange the music from all the games?
Yes, and then there was a bonus track that was just Michael Jackson.
I don't remember that part of it.
That's what I have it burned somewhere, but yeah, it's Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and Capcom vs. SNK 2, which are like 3 of my favorite fighting games. Probably my 3 favorite Capcom fighting games. And you can just swap the music around.
Yeah.
So I would just play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with Street Fighter Third Strike music.
But I remember there were also like ISO files out there, and it's Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but with hardcore metal or techno music over it. And I would see like footage from tournaments, and they're using those because people were so angry that it had a goofy soundtrack. Because you're supposed to take a weird crossover game seriously.
So did they not mind the weird, goofy clown level? Big CG clown?
No, that was okay, I guess. Listen, I need really serious music.
There they are, little bread babies. I love these guys.
Why you gotta hurt them? They're not hurting anybody.
Were they resistant or something?
Yeah.
Why you gotta hurt him? He's not hurt. He's not doing anything.
Oh, you have to roll him over. Oh.
I liked how goofy the music was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, though. I also figured that was the point, was that the game isn't supposed to be taken seriously. It's supposed to be like a goofy, big crossover.
I still really like the system. SNK vs. Capcom, or Capcom vs. SNK 2, the groove system.
Yeah.
It wasn't perfect, but it was such a good idea.
It's a lot better than Isms, too. It was cool having all those different options between them.
Yeah, it's like, instead of like forcing people to conform to certain preferences of fighting games, you can choose and just compete with those. So you can like...
It was to the point, too, that they actually had to make multiple like tier lists for it, just based on which one you were using.
Yeah. Which is interesting in itself.
Because it would benefit certain characters if you had certain options open to you. Like, I remember King, I forget what King is supposed to be better with, but she was better if you were using one groove. I think everyone always used the P1 because I had parrying.
The which one?
P was for parrying, I think.
Mm.
Which one was for Samurai Showdown?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that one being very good.
No, it wasn't. That was probably one of the worst ones.
I like Samurai Showdown, but it was like you got payback as you got more damage, but it wasn't worth it.
No.
In a game like that where you can get comboed. But it was interesting that they bothered to do it, and everybody gets red skin, just like in Samurai Showdown.
Like in the Book of Mormon. That's how God punished people.
You made them into red skin potatoes.
The Redskins.
Is that a mine?
Chief Wahoo.
Oh, good.
Do you have any Chief Wahoo merchandise?
Me? Yeah.
How much of it?
I think my dad's got a shirt somewhere.
When I saw him as a kid, I didn't even make the connection that he's supposed to be Native American.
No, but there's a missing link that makes it very obvious if you've seen the orange-skinned one.
Oh, is there an orange one?
Yeah, it's a little bit earlier, and it's like clearly a transitional... Hold on. The red version, they're clearly just trying to make him as alien as possible. So
yeah, I just figured he was a really happy guy.
Here we go. This actually shows both next to each other.
He's happy. Why can't he just be happy? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it makes the features of that one clear why they look like that. Like the teeth.
I mean, that's just an ugly mascot, too.
It
What the
is.
fuck am I stuck on? There we go.
Stuck on you.
It looks like the drawing of the greedy Jew, where he's doing the thing with his hands.
Oh yeah.
People post that one everywhere. I don't know what it's actually supposed to be called. I going with that because that's what people use it for.
The funny Jewish man.
Yeah, the funny Jewish
Fart man.
funny fart man. Wario's my favorite funny fart man.
Are you saying Wario's a Jew?
I'm saying,
It's
I'm saying
implied.
that's what people like to say.
Yeah, that was what the Did You Know Gaming episode was about.
Really?
Did you know that he was originally wearing a yarmulke?
Did you know Nintendo secretly supports the alt-right political...
Did you know that the enemies called the Spearheads and Wario were originally called the Spear Chuckers, but they had to change it?
Is that true?
No?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Is that too believable?
No, but it sounds like something they would say. I just loved how that enemy, like, was walking all over the track.
Yeah, I had to wait for him to come around.
Why aren't you killing him? Can they hurt you?
No.
Don't go on the train track, the Lego
They
man.
can drag your
can't?
Pikmin. They can drag your Pikmin away, but
Oh, it hurt him!
they can't hurt
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah, the tractor beam blocks him.
So the bread guys cannot hurt you?
No.
So they're just a nuisance?
if they can if they can carry more than your Pikmin can, then it drags them into their nest, and they'll lose them that way. But they don't like attack you or anything.
You're cute. They're the best.
I like when games have little things here and there that you can just figure out over time, so there's always like something new you can learn about it. Like when rockcock we were doing Mario 64, I was playing it and I stomped on one of are they called pokies, the cactuses?
Yes.
I stomped on one of them to kill it. He didn't know you could do that. Like there's just little things in that in Mario 64. You can learn all these little quirks to it.
Trickle.
And it's cool when games have all those things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Toe Jam and Earl, they're still like...
Oh yeah, tons. Yeah, I didn't know. I've had the game since it was like new. And, like a physical copy, and they, I didn't know anything about that secret area with the lemonade.
I think every time I play it, there's always something new I figure out about it. It's cool about it. I like it a lot.
I also didn't realize how obvious the strategy of presence was. As a kid, that just never occurred to me. I thought you just had to deal with the randomizer, not try to signal it out.
Yeah, that's why you have the carrot, man. The thing is, too, it's not like the randomizer is necessarily bad. If you're stuck with only bad presence and you really need help, you can just use the randomizer and you'll probably end up with something decent. Too bad I'm not feeling that new one.
At least you got the merch for fucking free.
That's true. $400 of merchandise for free.
So insane! Why did they allow that to happen?
Because they already printed it.
Yeah, they still. I'm definitely probably gonna get Toe Jam.
A team for the new Toe Jam and Earl. That was very nice of you. I don't really like how your game's coming along, but that was very nice of you. You did very good on your merchandise.
Yeah, the merch looks great. I want it.
It's really good. It's really, really good. You guys, Toe Jam and Earl boys, you did a really good job on it.
And I'm sure you remember I've wanted like a...
We were talking about that way back, remember?
Yeah.
We were all saying we would love to have like Toe Jam and Earl toys. I didn't think it would ever happen, but I'm glad it did.
Especially not through Kickstarter. And if it would, I thought it'd be new design, little tiny keychains. There is a keychain of Wise Man. It doesn't look bad.
No, it doesn't.
But that wasn't my point. I just love how they run around.
You know what? That's like the only new design they had for something that I was okay with. Was the carrot guy.
Carrots make you see more colors.
Why are you hurting these guys anyways? I don't...
Oh, what's that creature called that's flying?
What is it? A blowhog.
Is that the sound it makes?
Yeah.
What a boring existence.
Yeah, what do these guys do when you're not entertaining them?
Can those hurt you at all?
No.
I think you encounter some with areas with cliffs or something.
Yeah, like in the if you find them outside, then they can blow they can blow you into the water and stuff like that. And they do take the flowers off of your Pikmin, which can cause problems.
I really like how this area looks.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite parts of the game.
It's also just the fact that it's so dark in the room too.
It's like somebody's pantry. Cum stains all over the floor.
Just like somebody's pantry.
That's just like my pantry.
What are you doing?
Not mine. I'm just.
What's that little goofball gonna do? Oh, he's a shocky bug. Poor guy.
Sure.
That's the first thing that just looks like a normal bug.
The beetles look normal.
It's really weird that people believe that stupid Wii U rumor.
I don't see why it would be, because it does not enhance the idea of the Wii U and all.
Oh,
the NX controller.
I don't even mean that. No, I mean a day ago there was no even like real source for it. Someone just said, "Hey, Nintendo's not going to make the Wii U anymore," and all these websites believed it to the point that it was even on the TV news this morning, saying that they're going to cease production on it. And Nintendo last night even made a statement saying that's not true at all. We're continuing to go along with it. We're not going to stop production on it. We have no reason to. But everybody's still reporting on it as if it's true. And it's weird how one person just making something up like that with no source whatsoever, everyone will just hop on it and believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Why would that's the thing, like why would they even kill the Wii U off? There's no reason for that. There's no reason to believe that Nintendo didn't say it themselves.
Where is this last item?
I have it.
Give it to
I'm
me.
holding it.
No, that's over.
He's holding it.
Why does his voice sound like that?
Who?
The Offspring.
He was born with a big vascular pedunculus.
What's a bedankless?
It's that throat muscle that looks different.
Is that an ultra? No, that's meat class.
Ultraman knee class. Mikuras.
Is that how they say it?
Yeah, that's how they say it. I say Miklas.
Oh, Miklas is... he's his buddy, he's his friend.
Uh-huh.
He's a big goofball.
It's one of the 3 Pokemon he had in Ultra 7. He had a little case with pills in it, and that's like the inspiration for capsule monsters.
They had an Ultraman Nintendo 64 game where you actually had a giant vending machine, and you'd pop them out of it.
Oh, I never played that.
That was a thing Japanese arcades had a while back, where you would get the little figurines and you put them in and you would battle the monsters. Those were popular games for a while. I don't think they are anymore in Japanese arcades, but it was the... Didn't they have one for, like, Dragon Warrior?
Mm-hmm.
You don't even play the game, you just, like, press a button and they fight. You just watch them fight.
They had card game ones, too.
Yeah. But those were really, really popular for a while. Also, everybody's saying, did you try Pokken? And...
I heard Dark Mewtwo has an infinite, which seems pretty deliberate that character would have an infinite.
It's also, apparently he does a lot of damage too, so that's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure what to think of it with everybody going off and crazy about it, because I'm sure there's a lot of bias just because it's a Pokemon game. It doesn't look that interesting to me.
I don't like the visual style on a lot of the characters. Like, Mewtwo looks fairly weird. Lucario looks super weird.
They put the weird fur texture on everyone that makes it look like they made
it's worse on some guys than others, but yeah. What's the name of the Suicune?
Did they put it on him?
Yes, and he has, like...
I figured he was supposed to be made out of ice.
No, some of the monsters have, like, visible musculature, and tendons.
Musculature.
Yeah. And tendons and stuff. Like, they look like anatomically correct creatures in certain parts of their body, but then it'll go to their face and they'll just have, like, no nose and a drawn-on set of eyes. And it's just really weird looking.
Oh, no.
It's weird how all these games are in 3D that are benefiting from it.
Why'd you oh no?
Did he just walk over the wall?
Yep. Because this guy's trouble.
You got him. Oh.
But that's the thing with Pokémon's gameplay, is that it just doesn't look very interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. I like that they put Chandelure in. That's like the most appealing thing to me, because that happens to be a favorite of mine.
I'm gonna lose that one. I can't reach him.
Hey, Squirt. I used to drink Squirt.
Happiness emblem. Is there no way over there?
No.
Oh no. He just wandered over. He's not doing anything, don't hurt him. Oh.
He needs the corpse meat.
He's just minding his own business. He's blind, he doesn't know where he's going.
Are they blind?
Left for him to pick up. Yes.
He looks like he's blind, he doesn't have a face. Just has a mouth.
I remember the boss is the adult version of those, right?
Yeah.
And it's like it's actually the shape of a loaf of bread. Yeah. It's my favorite.
Someone says Shadow Mewtwo needs to be banned from online. He's crazy OP. Well, that's one of the reason I'm not interested.
He's stupid because he seems like the obvious intended overpowered character.
So you figure they would test him or something to make sure.
Or he'd have limited, like, you can't play as him online. But no.
Well, apparently he's supposed to be like a Kuma, that he's like really weak, but all of his attacks hit hard.
Yeah, but if he has an infinite, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing too. A game like that, how they structured it, I'm surprised there's infinites. That's really weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I figure the reason it's so popular over here, because it wasn't popular in Japan at all. I figured it's popular over here just because it's a
Because
Pokemon.
America still likes Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah, America loves Pokemon.
Japan's doing alright with newer Pokemon.
Well, it's also the fact that America, people over here typically don't gravitate towards fighting games at all, but if you can present them something that's really dumbed down, but gives off the presentation
Naruto
of a fighting game.
What was that Naruto game called?
Oh, yeah, exactly. People over here love that game.
I always see people like, I don't even like Naruto, I like this game. No, but it's just made for Naruto fans. Why are you playing it if you don't like Naruto?
There's nothing to it. That is the thing, too, is that All-Star Battle apparently did alright over here. Like, people in Japan, they were returning the game left and right. It did abysmal after the first day.
Mm-hmm.
It was the top-selling game in Japan when it first came out on day one, and then 99% of people returned it the next day because it was so bad. And then they brought it out over here, and it's kind of the same thing as a Naruto game. Like, there is nothing to it. It's not any fun playing it. But over here, people had more fun with it and enjoyed it a lot more. And that's just kind of the thing, is that Americans don't really gravitate towards fighting games.
Well, and then they released that other JoJo fighting game that is done in the style of, like the Gundam vs. Gundam games. It has, like, team attacks and shit. And
I saw stuff of that. I wanted to try it. I saw stuff of it. It looked interesting.
I like that you can be, Weather Report, because he's a favorite of mine.
But that's just like the thing with Pokken, is that when I was reading reviews on it and everything, people were saying, like, it's not like other games where they're fighting game tutorials or, you know, they don't tell you anything. You really figure this game out and learn it. And that already said to me, like, alright, you probably are someone who you don't enjoy fighting games, because tutorials and fighting games tell you everything. It's up to you.
Just go to training mode and click the...
Yeah, it's up to you to actually, like, get adjusted to it and actually want to try it. Because fighting games, a big part of it is also just playing people and losing against them so you can learn. And if you're not someone who can handle that, then those are not the kind of games for you. It's people over here typically want to go into them and be able to win right out the door, as opposed to actually getting good at them and understanding how they work. And that's what I'm getting the impression of with Pokken, is it's dumbed down enough that you don't really need to think when you're playing it. You just kind of read patterns until you get an opening.
Yeah.
It doesn't look very fun to me.
But I saw this, like, video... Like, people are all surprised that they're finding all these, like, infinites and shit.
That's baffling to me.
Even though the game's been out in Japan for a while, but people aren't putting two and two together. Is that it wasn't a big deal in Japan, so no one found them.
Yeah, that's the thing too, yeah. It was a huge train wreck in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cared about it over there. So that's why nobody probably found any of this. But what's also weird about it to me too is that the kind of game it is, I figured, like, oh, it's Pokemon, they're gonna have a ton of characters to make up for kind of how it plays.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't.
No.
That's so... Like, King of Fighters is getting, what, 50 characters? And for some reason, the Pokemon game, that doesn't even play like a traditional fighting game, so it should be easier for them to shove stuff into it. Is it up to 20 now?
Mm-hmm. There's finally a lot of characters in the, Dynasty Warriors Zelda game, finally. It took a while. And they're not done, apparently.
I do need to try Pokken, but that is the thing, is that it doesn't really interest me, and from everything I'm seeing, it feels like people are speaking such highly in terms of praise just because it's a Pokemon game, and also it's the game that really holds your hand and is dumbed down so they can appreciate it here, as opposed to Japan, who didn't want to even play it.
Nintendo is like trying a whole new PR trick with Pokemon Sun and Moon, deliberately not revealing information to build hype, as opposed to how they usually always
that
reveal.
really weirded me out because I knew that a new game was coming up because they do one every 3 years, and I was like, hey, shouldn't they be like advertising for one by now? And they waited until the last minute.
Yeah, and they didn't really show anything but a partial render of what looked to be one of the boring regional birds. And that's all you got to see.
I'm fine with that.
But it seems to be working.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad idea. I was just I was weird.
I'm fine.
It's different. It's unprecedented. They usually always reveal like the 3 legendary silhouettes.
Last time I remember every Pokemon having been revealed before the game was even out.
Yeah. X and Y. X and Y did pretty well. Especially compared to Black and White. I believe Black and White was like the low point of the franchise. I'm not saying I don't mean it's the shittiest. I mean
it's
the worst.
It's sold the worst. Yeah.
Yeah.
The DS games I think were, in terms of quality, I would say the lowest point.
I hear Platinum's good, but I've never played it.
Considering what it's based off of, I don't believe it.
I've been playing too much of the... I have a lot of nostalgia for Sapphire. So I've been playing Alpha Sapphire constantly.
I like those... I really liked Ruby and Sapphire. I thought they were very good.
Yeah, I did too. I found my copy of Gold and I've been playing it.
I know that's when most people are all like, oh, they're running out of ideas now. That one.
No, that's when they added abilities, which I think are a huge deal.
Yeah, they are. That was the thing, was that there's a quote from, Aaron, and he was asked, like, what Pokemon game do you think added the most to the series? And what do you think did the least? And he said the one that added the most was Diamond and Pearl, which is probably as wrong as you can get. Because
wrong, it would be Black and White. Again, not insulting the games, but they literally... like,
Black and White didn't add anything particularly interesting, yeah.
Diamond and Pearl added...
Well, that's the thing. Tell me what Diamond and Pearl added.
They before...
Because I can't name anything.
Well, I can name it. It's... Before that game, whether a attack was physical or special was dependent on its element, which may not sound like a big deal.
That's true. But that really changed how you played.
It completely makes like Kingler was pointless because he was a water stab Pokemon with Crabhammer, but he had attack stats, not special attack. Now individual attacks are either special
There's
or
your favorite bread guy.
There he is.
Is that the only change?
Yeah, but it's a pretty big one. It actually means a lot. There might be something else I'm not thinking of.
The thing is, though, like, I get, Black and White,
there
I guess,
he
I
is.
need to think about.
He's scared me.
I guess it's true that Black and White really didn't do anything. It was just recycling.
Yeah, I don't think.
But the thing is, if you're not gonna even factor in Black and White, though, like Diamond and Pearl, that's kind of it. Like Ruby and Sapphire did abilities and everything. There was a lot
they did
that
tons. I really liked the undersea stuff, and I don't know why that never happened again in any.
I don't know.
Pokemon game.
I like the idea of that too.
They added a new area to the remakes. Well, they didn't add it. There's a very minor area in the originals where you find a wrecked ship and it's nothing. They expanded on it so that you actually go inside the ship and it's lopsided, and you explore it a little bit. There's still not that much in it, but it's one of the more interesting areas in Pokemon, period, because of that. That poor bread guy, oh.
There he goes.
He just turns into bread.
You can't see what they're looking at.
What are they looking at?
A large pink cone.
But that was the thing, was that he said the game that added the least was Ruby and Sapphire. He said Diamond and Pearl added the most, and Ruby and Sapphire did the least, and was the lowest point for the series, which is... Holy moly. That's like one of the most backward statements you can make. I guess if he did say Black and White, that would have been more...
It feels like it's the biggest, too. Like, the biggest in terms of, like, the world.
I would say in terms of changes, that was definitely the biggest game. Was probably Ruby and Sapphire. Gold and
That was
Silver
the first
is kind of
one-
a jump, but not that big.
That was the first one where they like used the legendaries as a focal point for the story and used them to develop the world, and they continued to do that from that point on.
I like that there was stuff even after you beat the game too, because you're given what's it by the one guy, and then the two legendaries are flying around the map that you can go after.
Yeah.
Latios and Latios.
Well, granted,
was-
they
And
did
yes,
that in-
even
they did
gives
that
you
in Gold
Beldum?
and- They did that in Gold and Silver too.
Yeah, but that wasn't after you beat the game. The legendary dog showed up in the middle of it. But it was a cool idea then too. But it had contests in it, which they removed after that game, I guess.
I thought contests were so much fun.
I thought it was kind of fun. I can get why people didn't like them, but I kind of had fun with them.
Well, it's interesting because it allows you to like use characters that or monsters that weren't necessarily viable.
Yeah,
that was the
because
thing.
that's the thing is there's so many Pokemon that are so cool, but you just can't use them because they're no good.
Yeah, like the Generation 1 bugs are worthless. They're just shit. The only one that's not is Beedrill because he got a Mega.
They had 2-on-2, which nobody ever did because it wasn't really...
It wasn't developed, but it works pretty well now. So does 3-on-3.
They wanted to do something with it. They obviously had ideas, like there were moves that could benefit both Pokemon, but that was the thing. It wasn't fleshed out at the time. So, but that was the thing, is at least it introduced it as a concept. They did a lot with that game. Like it had a lot of additions over the first two. So it's weird to say Diamond and Pearl somehow brought the most to the table when, like, I didn't even really recognize that was a thing that they changed.
On a personal level, I really hate most of the designs from that generation. That's probably my...
From which one? Diamond and Pearl?
Diamond and Pearl, yeah.
I can understand that.
Diamond and Pearl. I liked Palkia. He was like a Godzilla monster.
Diamond and Pearl was when I just fell out of it too. I got so bored playing through it, and it was the point where I was like, oh, I guess this is kind of the routine.
I think
It's funny.
there's a very interesting counterpoint to what your biggest thing with Pokemon is that the formula is the same. And the weird thing is I keep hearing from people who are like, oh yeah, I played Pokemon when I was a kid, but now it's changed too much, and so I can't get back into it.
No, they're lying. It's so the same.
Yeah. Anyone saying that, it's because it's people who are like, oh, I like the original 150. There's no more Pokemon than that.
Yeah.
I hate ever having to fall back into a position like that where you have to say, oh, nostalgia, because that's always one of the weakest defenses to make for anything.
It's really funny. Pokemon Black and White introduced, in my opinion, some of the ugliest Pokemon.
I would say Black and White, yeah. I think
that's what, yeah. But
designs.
hideous victual. But it actually introduced some of my favorites as well. I really like the Coffin Pokemon a lot.
Oh yeah, he is cool.
I really like the Chandelier.
They've been doing good with Ghost Pokemon, which is good because that's my favorite type.
Are you serious? That's mine too. They're the best. Yeah, I'm trying. There's more Pokemon I like in Black and White. I hated the genies.
What genie? Oh, the like Japanese. What do you call? Hold
on a second.
What do you call the guys that ride on clouds? I don't know what you call them.
Neopets.
They're Raijin and Fujin is what they're based off of, but they're called the Forces of Nature. Who else was in Black and White? Excelgor is very cool. He's like that ninja wrapped in bandages.
Yeah.
But I hate the. I know they're fairly popular, and I know they're very good in the games. But I hate the Conkeldurr family.
I like those guys, but you know,
What are they?
People don't like clowns, so that's fine.
They're fighting type, and each family member has a different, unconventional weapon that they hold.
Oh, was that the guy with the big nose who's holding the two things?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, what's the comparison to a clown? Because he has a big nose, is that
Yeah,
it?
they got big noses. They got, the middle one has, a clown afro.
Well, that's like saying Diglett's a clown.
But they're people-shaped. And its name is Conkeldurr. That doesn't sound like a clown name?
It just sounds like a stupid name to me. Like, if you say a lot of the new Pokemon names to me, I'm not going to make any connection in my head. They've been doing some pretty dumb... What was it? Stunky?
That was Diamond and Pearl.
That's true.
Skuntank. Or Skuntank?
Yeah, Skuntank.
It was a fake ending. It's weird because the game really isn't over. This isn't even really endgame.
No, this is
it's just not over.
Through.
Yeah, it's like a fake ending. It's stupid eyes.
It's kind of interesting the way that it's... I'm not entirely sure why it's structured that way, because they even give you a prompt after the credits, like, oh, do you want to return to the planet? And you can pick no, and it just ends, and that's it.
I didn't know that.
Oh, wait, did you just do that?
No.
He got the first ending.
Oh.
Which is nothing. It's just not over.
Lou.
There's enemies you haven't encountered yet. And...
Oh, I like that. It's just an actual video clip.
Yeah.
Oh, someone corrected me in the chat. I'm sorry. Did I say 20 characters for Pokemon? There's only 16. How many were Street Fighter 2?
I don't know.
Like, by the end of it?
I just would always think back to BlazBlue having, 6 fucking characters.
Oh my god, that was the worst. I think they had 8 or 10, I forget. That was almost inexcusable, and everybody was trying to defend it, saying, no, it's because they're so balanced, and the game was not balanced at all. It was a train wreck.
I could never get into that series, I'm sorry. There's 2 characters I like, maybe.
I think everyone would agree with you now. It was at the time nobody wanted to own up and say, oh, they're not actually good. It was because there's no new Guilty Gear, so it was like, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. Mm-hmm. But then the new Guilty Gear came out, and everyone said, no, actually, it was garbage. Whatever. Guilty Gear's bad.
Well, the new Guilty Gear certainly seems to have more budget going into it.
Yeah, it's like, if I was gonna say to play any current fighting game, that's the one I would recommend, because Guilty Gear already felt like how you would evolve fighting games anyways. There were a lot of really, really smart ideas.
Did you never leave a Pikmin behind?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
But that's weird that Pokemon only has 16 after all this time.
Let me try to name them. Charizard, Subtile, Machamp, Gardevoir, Chandelure, Gengar, Bryson, Pikachu, Libre, Mewtwo, Shadow Mewtwo. His fingers almost look mechanical.
Where's Louie?
There's gotta be more Pokemon than the ones I just named.
There's also the argument people would make, oh, well, there's as long as it's really balanced and everything. But you just even said one of the characters has an infinite combo, and on top of that, he's already one of the strongest characters in the game to begin with.
Yeah.
So you can't use that argument if you're going to say, well, it's okay that there's 16 characters, at least it's balanced, because no, it isn't. It's also, fighting games are at a point that you kind of do need a larger cast than just 10 characters, because even if you think it's the most tightly balanced game ever, Skullgirls, people were insisting upon that when it came out, but then people found 100% damage combos in a few months, No, people are going to figure it out eventually. It's just going to take a month or two. That happens with every game.
I'm not, obviously, as you could tell by the fact that I'm shitty at games, I am not an avid game
You're not
person. I'm not fishing for compliments.
Okay.
But, like, from my perspective, like, having a huge cast of characters was always the biggest appeal of the fighting game.
That's the thing, too. Yeah, that is. It helps.
I don't know if they have to be huge. They definitely have to be interesting. Like, Darkstalker's cast was never that big, but I
but it's like
80% of the cast.
It's still like
it helps.
You get
a
lot of fun character designs. Like that's granted. I mean, I guess
it's why Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was so popular. Was because the roster was enormous, and also there was a lot of.
You have so many options. If you like, you probably have like a favorite character among them. And even if you don't, there's enough options that you can be like, okay, well, I'll go with this person or this person.
Remember Mingo? He's an interesting one.
For some reason, people hated him. I liked him.
Yeah, it was cool.
People hated all the original characters, and they were so happy when they announced they won't be back in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, why? At least bring back Sasa technically wasn't original, but there was an arcade Capcom game.
It's weird how. Well, yeah, I figured she was based off that. It's weird how they introduced a lot of new characters, and every new character they introduced, aside from like 2 of them, were just considered the best in that game. Like Cable was ridiculous.
Yes, his special was just amazing.
But then you ended up with someone like Marrow, who was completely useless. Remember her? She was in that.
Yes, and
nobody ever uses her. I think she's
Hayato from Star Gladiator.
He wasn't too good in it. He was the other one I was mentioning. I don't think he was that good. Which is... That game isn't good either, like Star Gladiator.
I don't think Spiral's from that.
No, she wasn't. She was in the X-Men fighting game.
Okay, yeah. I liked her animations, like her triple punch. That was such a good animation.
Even just her idle animation with her hands spinning around. Really detailed.
That's a good anime.
But that was the thing, was like, that game was so popular, not just because the roster was huge, but there was also so much variety. Like, there was something for everybody to get out of it. So when a fighting game only has, like, 16 characters, there's a good chance you're not going to be interested in any of the characters. So then you're just not going to even consider picking it up. Like, that's my problem with Street Fighter V right now, is I like one character.
What is this, a buoy?
Yeah.
Or
Something I like a lot about Guilty Gear, at least, is that even if you only gravitate towards one character in it, everyone plays so completely different that you're probably going to be sitting down with only one character anyways.
Did they
Everyone's
fix
so different.
Slayer in the new one?
They buffed him a little bit, but I don't think it's been enough to help him. I was playing it at MagFest against a lot of people and was doing alright, but the thing was, they made some of his moves cancel in different ways now that are really useful. Like that one stomp move he had never cancel anything, but it does.
That's what I drew that picture of.
Yeah, I remember that. But that move actually cancels into stuff now. You can actually combo off of it, which is cool. You could never do that before. But the thing is, it's just still really hard for him to get in on anybody.
I guess I'll have to play Ram Lethal. Does she have a shorthand name?
No.
It's such a strange name.
No. The new one I'm excited for, though, and the demo is apparently coming out in like a month. Johnny is apparently one of the best in it right now, which is fine. He's probably going to start using him anyways.
That's cool. It's a mine.
Thank you. Do. Is that my reminder from my phone going off?
Yeah, that's right.
We've been streaming so long tonight.
We sure have.
It's a long game, which I do not mind playing this entire game in one sitting.
Really, I'm gonna sleep soon, but you can.
If you want a marathon, I'll stay up with you.
Well, that's good, because I don't like the idea of putting it down, because I know I'd never get back to it. I'm so busy.
We can marathon, and I'm fine with that. But that's just the thing with like Pokken. Like, there's so many different Pokemon, and they aren't even making that interesting of choices. The Chandelier one, I forget what its name is called.
Chandelure. It's
that one I'm completely fine with because that is such a weird choice for that game. But all the other aren't there 2 Pikachus in it?
Yes, Pikachu and Pikachu Libre.
Like it's. It reminds me of what BlazBlue ended up by the end of it. By the way, I'm calling it BlazBlue because that's how it's spelled. It's a stupid.
I did the same thing.
It's a stupid name to begin with. I'm not going to call it what they want me to say. But its roster finally ended up kind of big by the end, but the problem with it was 8 of the characters, or 6, I forget how many, are just the robot girl. And it's just different colors.
No, it's 3. No, I'm sorry. It's 4.
Okay, it's 4. I'm sorry,
There's new, then there's like the black version, and then they revealed that the girl with the guns turns into her?
Yeah, and there's a yellow one, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's all of them.
Jesus Christ. What a mess. That game is just so... It's horrible playing it. You don't feel satisfied at all. They dumbed it down a lot. It's so slow in comparison to Guilty Gear. Everything feels... like there's a ton of weight behind it. Nothing satisfying.
I've always been bothered by like Guilty Gear's character art and like mugshot art and everything. It's always been really good. In BlazBlue, it's I don't know if it's the shading or the digital coloring. It always looked really.
The designs are also just really, really generic, and nothing's interesting. Everything's a bootleg of Guilty Gear or just a really generic.
Or some anime.
Yeah. I can't think of a single character of it that I actually enjoyed. I guess I'll give credit that the grappler character they put into it had kind of a cool concept because he could magnetize people to pull them into him. And that was kind of a cool idea. But that's like the only thing I can really compliment. That's me going out of my way to try to figure something out to say that was good about it.
I thought when the frog lands, he like gets kills. It didn't seem like
he usually does. I'm actually surprised that I got away with that scot-free.
Yeah.
Also, Potemkin's way better than that guy anyway, so I don't care.
I'm sure he is. Well, Potemkin's always been different than just a grappler. He's always had like half speed, twice damage kind of scaling.
He has a lot of moves that can help him out too. The one where he falls on the ground. I also people say they want his old design back, but I like his new one. I like his old one too, but I like his new one a lot.
It's 3D models. They should just make costumes.
They really should. I'm surprised they haven't. Like someone was saying, they should have the old Milia back, and I'd like that. I like her new one too, but I'd like the old one too. I'm surprised they haven't done it.
Mm-hmm.
The first one only had like 6 colors per character, which is.
I want Venom to have like the tuxedo he wears in some of the.
Yeah, they could have just done that. I would have been fine with it. I would like that more than his normal outfit. I want him to start using Venom.
I like Venom. I've always been fairly good with Venom.
He's fun to use.
Set up the balls, yeah. He does remind me of Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's because the hair.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping the new one comes to PC because they actually did a lot to try to bring what's it on PC. They even redid the whole online system and lobbies and everything when they brought it to the PC. And even though it was pretty messy when it first came out, they fixed it up pretty decently.
Mm-hmm.
So if they bring, is it Revelator? That's what it's called. If they bring that to Steam, I'd be really happy. I'd be playing it all the time. Okay, probably not. I'd be working a lot. I'd play it whenever I'd have opportunities to play it, which probably wouldn't be too often.
Guilty.
Thank you. But it's just I need to try Pokemon. Everyone keeps telling me I need to try it. I need to try it because
Who keeps telling you?
I don't know. Every single stream I've been in, I was in Chris's stream and someone was telling me to play it.
Somebody just somebody in the chat, or like somebody.
Yeah, everybody. That's why I haven't played it yet. Everybody in the chats of the streams I've been in, everybody keeps telling me that I need to play it. Because I was doing the late night Animal Crossing stream, I was telling people that I play fighting games a lot, and now everybody's telling me I need to try Pokken, so I don't know if that's from the perspective of people who don't typically play fighting games or what. So I'm gonna have to try it. I don't know how I'm gonna try it. I have a Wii U. I'll figure out some way to try it, I guess. Maybe a GameStop has a demo booth for it.
The big old one. Why did you have the whites to dig it up?
Because they're the only ones who can dig up stuff underground.
Really? I don't remember that.
That's true. I'm not a liar.
I believe you. I believe you.
Someone said, hopefully the Wii U gets price cut. It'd be nice.
That's what I'm holding out for.
Yeah.
Of course,
well,
I've been holding
NX
out for that for like, how long has it been now?
It's weird how much it still is, because I remember the Wii went down to like $200, and it was, you know, it was dated hardware. It made sense that it dropped to that.
Yeah.
People were convinced
the Wii U is dated hardware. Why hasn't it dropped that low?
People were convinced the NX was going to be a handheld just because the 3DS had a much longer life cycle. But I think the announcement of Sun and Moon being on 3DS kind of confirms that if the NX is coming anytime soon, it's not going to replace the 3DS.
My assumption about it was they always make all these statements about mobile games. They keep trying to get into doing mobile stuff now. I figured that's why they were making it. Is it's going to be its own console, and they're going to try to dip into that market with it.
They already have. They have a bunch of Pokemon games on mobile.
I know, but that's the thing. Is I feel like that's them experimenting before trying to do their own thing with it. They want to see if they can kind of pull the formula off first on their own. Is what I figured.
The limitations, the limitations they try to put on certain games to make you pay for Pokemon Picross were so dumb. I don't feel like explaining in detail, but they expected you to pay pretty much, because otherwise you get stuck and you just weren't allowed to progress in the game unless you waited 60 days or something. And I'm not exaggerating.
I'm glad that the thing with Nintendo is that this is the point they've gone to, is that they're observing things like that.
So they just do it.
Yeah. You know, everybody will complain about EA being the worst company in the world, and people still defend Nintendo. But look, they're dipping into it. They're doing it. Mm-hmm. It's like everyone waiting so long to finally complain about Valve, because Valve can't do anything wrong. Oh, you know, hats. Oh, they're selling. You know, they're not even making games anymore. Everything's just all about the hats. They won't even update or support their games. Oh, you know, they're just
people only. It's like 30. People only Onion Replica. That's funny. People only owned up to it, finally, it seemed like, when Gabe was trying to defend,
well, that was the pay, yeah. And that was also, by the way, I think the record on Reddit for the most downvoted comment ever was him trying to say that money is the only way to drive a community.
Mm-hmm.
But,
like, how did mods get this far?
Yeah,
like,
that's how it's always worked in the past, right?
Half the new content in Fallout 4 that's being focused on is stuff that was developed for mods. There was a mod for New Vegas called Gek, and there was a mod for both 3 and New Vegas called Robco Certified. And the new, I don't know if you've seen the first DLC for 4, it's all about programming and building robots like Robco Certified. So they're like, it just goes to show how important these mods are, that they influence the actual game at this point. Yet you're trying to tell me that unless they're paid mods, they're not going to be anything. So
I figured the reason they were doing it was because Dota was about to introduce custom game modes, and I'm sure, because the whole history behind Dota was it was a mod for Warcraft, and Blizzard was furious that they didn't get the rights to it, that Valve ended up with it. So they did all this stuff. They were trying to sue Valve. They made all these new terms and conditions that if you make a mod for their game, they own rights to it now. And I figured Valve was not going to do that directly because they want to get people on their side, but the paid mod thing was to lead into being able to sell mods for Dota with the custom game modes. I figured that was what they were trying to do with it. So if someone came up with a huge hit idea for like a new kind of game like Dota, they would be able to get money out of it. But that was the thing, is that that was the first time Valve actually had to back down from being greedy because people finally spoke up about it.
Yeah, I really didn't think... I thought people were just going to take it.
I figured they would too. But that was the thing, is it was long enough that everybody was like, no, they care about us. That's why they listened. It's like, no, they listened because you guys were making such a stink about it. They didn't want to do it. They would have gladly gone along with it.
I don't think they're done.
No, they're not. And that was the thing, was this tournament just happened with Dota, which, by the way, this is a big example of how they're still greedy. Valve will not pay for their own tournaments. They expect the players to cover the money for them. They'll chip in, like...
Why?
500,000 towards
It's just to promote their own freaking game.
I know, and that's the thing, is Riot, with how bad they are with League of Legends, like, they're horrible about it. But at
they
least...
pay for their own event,
yes,
right?
and they pay big for it. They pay, like, 40 million, 80 million for huge stadiums and everything. They go all out for it. Valve doesn't put any effort into it, to the point that their new tournament just completely fell apart.
It's self-promotion. There's nothing for them to lose.
They want to keep the money. They know they can get other people to pay it, so they don't care. And that was the thing, was they didn't even look into the people that they were hiring for the event. So their new tournament completely fell apart. Games were getting delayed, or the stream was being shut off mid-game. It was, everyone working on it was completely inept and didn't know what they were doing.
And yet I'm sure the League of Legends ones went off without a hitch.
Yeah, they did. But the reason people freaked out was because one of the casters that they hired, like, Valve went out of their way to get him, and he had to stretch for time because of how much of a disaster it was. So he was on there for like 3 or 4 hours before a game finally started, doing an unprepared thing, trying to, like, give an analysis on the game. He had a whiteboard out, was trying to explain stuff, and apparently the staff there got mad at him for doing a whiteboard because that's not professional, except he was given nothing to do. He was sitting there by himself for 4 hours and had to figure out how to stretch for time.
Oh my god.
But the thing is, at the end of the night, he made some joke with a player who he's friends with, and he ended up getting told by one of his friends that he was fired. And everyone was freaking out because they weren't sure what happened and everything. And he made a very basic statement about it, just because Valve was telling him that he's not really... They want to still keep a good image despite firing him, and that he shouldn't be saying anything because of confidentiality or whatever. So he wasn't going to say anything. He was just like, yeah, they let me go, oh well. But then Gabe Newell went out of his way to make a post on Reddit, and it was 2 sentences. It didn't clear anything up. All he said was, we fired him because he's an asshole. We're never going to work with him again. He directly called him an ass. That was his wording. He calls him an ass and says, also, we're firing a bunch of people that we hired for this event. And that was it. That was the entire post. He didn't clear anything up. He just insulted the person that he fired, and then said they're going to fire more people that were involved with the event that they hired. And that was what got people angry, because the guy ended up just posting everything. He posted chat logs and everything. He did nothing wrong. He did everything they told him to do, and they still fired him anyways, and then went out of their way to insult him and acted like it was his fault. So everybody finally spoke up after that, but I don't know if they're keeping up with it, just because I haven't had a laptop. I haven't been able to really read up on anything for that. Steam doesn't even run on here. But that's the thing, is that finally people are kind of recognizing that, yeah, Valve doesn't care about you. They haven't for years. They don't even make games anymore at this point. No. They barely support Dota. The folder for it's still called Dota 2 Beta. They're never...
Is it really?
Yes. It's. They said it's out of beta, but then they just put it in the source too, and half of the game is still broken, and it's still in the beta folder. But that's the thing, is Valve doesn't give a shit about anybody. They've always been making money for like 5 or 6 years now. After TF2 turned into the whole hat simulator game, like that's all they care about, is finding new ways to make money off of people.
The writer for Half-Life and Half-Life 2 left.
Yes. He did.
So, like, there's no point in people really waiting for 3 anyway now.
No, you're not going to get what you were expecting out of it.
No, you're going to get, like, some weird Portal crossover.
And that's if they ever do it, which I don't
know if they need to.
They don't need to, ever. They have no need to ever do it. And the thing is, the longer they hold off on it, when they finally, if they ever do it, that's the thing, they can expect to get tons and tons and tons of money for making people wait so long. And they know how to manipulate people to keep giving them money during that time without even having to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even have to pay for their own tournaments or manage them.
That's ridiculous.
They don't have PR either. People were really upset about Gabe making that post, and everyone was trying to get in contact with them, and they never said anything for the rest of the event. No one ever gave contact to the community for the rest of the tournament, and they acted like nothing was wrong the rest of the time, despite it being such a train wreck. They don't care. And I wish people would voice themselves more. I wish people would say more against that, but no, it's okay, because Valve is the funny internet meme, and Gabe is God or whatever.
He's the Pope or whatever, that image of him giving the sales.
That's why they've been able to get away with it for so long, though, is that they reached meme territory, so they don't have to try. Everybody will just fall back on that and say, well, Gabe is epic. So it's okay.
He's truly an FTW.
He did say that.
And then he said he likes... I forget. They asked him which My Little Pony he liked, and he gave like an actual answer. Oh, what is that? You stand on it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, watch this.
That's the thing though, like almost every company that everyone acts like they're pure have turned into this. Pure.
No, nobody's innocent anymore.
There's a lot of people who still defend Nintendo.
I don't think Nintendo are Valve territory right now, but
no, they're not. But they're still doing the mobile game practices and everything. They want to get into that, and it's very clear they do. And they're also destroying a lot of their franchises at this point, not caring because they want to. I don't even know what they're playing with that is. I don't know what happened to Paper Mario. I don't know what they're doing to Yoshi, Metroid.
I know what to do with Yoshi. They're giving it to the cheapest staff.
That's probably true. Yoshi, I guess I understand they want it to be like a child-friendly thing. They want it to be a really basic...
But that was already what Kirby was for.
Well, yeah, but Kirby has always been this kind of autonomous series that just how you know what I mean? It's like... I know people hate Sakurai now because of the new Smash, but I really liked Triple Deluxe a lot. And Planet Robo-Bobo looks extremely good too. But they've always kind of been their own entity, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they have been.
They are Nintendo, but
I don't think Nintendo hounds them over anything either. They're allowed to make what they want to make.
Mm-hmm.
It comes off that way. The Metroid thing...
In the newest, in Triple Deluxe, Kirby's Air Ride did not perform very well, especially compared to Double Dash, which was another Nintendo race from the same period, but they still are constantly referencing it in modern HAL games. They're doing it, and they kept comparing Smash Run to it. And in Triple Deluxe, if you play the Versus mode, like the Kirby fighting game, which is like a Smash Brothers clone, pretty much, the boxes are all from Kirby's Air Ride. There's a hat you can get that is the Hydra from Kirby's Air Ride as a hat. I thought that was cool. It's for the Beetle ability, which is my favorite.
That's the impression I always got with Kirby, is it's just its own thing and they're not going to do anything to it. They're fine with it. But the Metroid thing, you got me on that.
No, that's different.
And I remember I was reading people say, well, you should support it anyways because it's a Metroid game and they'll do more Metroid games. And no, that's not how it works. That's like how people bought Resident Evil 5 the most, but they didn't actually like it where they're taking it. So they took it in even more of a drastic direction with 6, and people hated it because that was the most successful game. So they thought,
for some reason,
let's keep doing
the most successful Paper Mario was Sticker Star. I still don't understand this factoid. It's true,
because
though.
People probably didn't read up on it, and they assumed, oh, well, portable Paper Mario, this will be cool, and then it wasn't. Remember when they first showed the 3DS launch window, and they showed pictures of the new Paper Mario, and it looked like it was a remake or something?
Yeah, and it had a partner we've never seen in the games.
Yeah.
The Chain Chomp.
Yeah. It was going to be just like a normal Paper Mario. So yeah, I remember I was even excited for that. I also remember about the 3DS for Mega Man Legends 3. That was a mistake.
Oh my god, I still want to play that game. I know it's never coming out ever.
No.
But I was so excited for that game.
It had so many cool ideas too when they were showing the gameplay because it had like air dashing and stuff.
Yeah.
It looked like it'd be a lot of fun. It's too bad. This is also why I'm saying that people should not be supporting Capcom of all people with Street Fighter V because they have completely deserved everything that's happened to them.
Uh-huh.
They are not in a position that you should pity them. But God, the Wii U is probably the only console I'd buy right now, but there's not even enough there to justify me wanting one.
No, I'm just on the 3DS right now. That's it.
Bayonetta, I guess. That's probably it.
Yeah, it's like Bayonetta 2.
I've gotten to play that already too, so I mean, also emulation for the Wii U apparently is coming along decently. They got Mario 3D World running at 60 frames per second.
Massage girdle.
You twisted around somebody.
Somebody fairly bigger than. People are gonna get wiped out in this movie.
But the other thing with the Metroid game, the idea of thinking that if you buy it, it means they'll make more normal Metroid games. They were so confused about why people didn't like Other M, so don't think for a second.
Because there's a girl in it. That's the whole problem.
Well, Japan does think that a lot in general anyways. They think that America gets so upset just because girls are in games.
But they knew that, like, the Prime series was incredibly successful. I mean, they do know that. That's why they tried to call this new one a Prime game.
Yeah, well, they retconned it. They never happened.
Well, they did make that seem that way with Other M, but now they're backtracking on it because this new one is called a Prime game, and I believe Silex from Hunters is in it, which is like the most questionably canon one.
Jesus Christ. So is that what they're thinking with it? They're thinking this is how you link it up to Prime and get people interested again?
Yes.
It made it seem like it was just a random game and they happened to make it into a Metroid game, like what they did with Epic Yarn.
I think that might have been how it started. But at this point, there's little hints that they're trying to make sure, like...
Because that's that's what it sounds like from what you're describing.
It is.
Yeesh.
Even the Federation armor is based off of the armor from 2 Echoes, the beginning. It's the same helmet.
I know Justin keeps saying it all the time that he just wants a 2D Metroid again.
Me too.
It's not gonna happen.
I'm looking forward to this stupid...
Has anybody done one in, like, indie form?
Oh,
yes, what's it called?
Constantly. It's probably the most common thing.
What was that one called? It's the most...
People never do them well is the problem.
I heard that one game's okay. What the hell's it called?
Is that the one that we saw during the Game Awards?
Yes, I always thought it had cool visuals.
I watched a playthrough of it and it didn't actually look too interesting. But it looked much better than other attempts that I've seen indie games do it. I would still probably try it.
Oh no, what are you doing?
I didn't do it on purpose.
Oh. They're in the water so much he thought they wouldn't go on fire.
What is that? A
bug bait. I get it. But, God. That is like the most common thing indie games try to do is the whole Metroidvania thing. Everyone will constantly...
Well, I love those games. And I'm looking forward to the new one. What was it called?
It's much nicer than what Mighty Number 9 ended up at.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that is clearly That game looks.
Did I tell you at MagFest they had a panel for Mighty Number 9, and I saw someone wearing a shirt, and I was baffled by that.
There's a Mighty Number 9 3DS theme, which makes no sense. It's not
for a game
even
that
kind of close to coming out.
No. Did they even release the demo? I know they delayed the demo.
The demo came out.
Game.
That's actually what killed a lot of the hype for people.
There was an old demo that came out, and I even got to play it, and it was terrible. But there was supposed to be a new apology demo that they made to apologize for delaying the game, and then they delayed the apology demo. I don't know if that demo came out yet. No, the original demo did kill the hype because it was garbage. There was no thought put behind everything. I was going to say anything, but everything. I could say everything. There was no thought put into pretty much every single thing in the game.
The camera angle in this area, the room size, and the shadowing reminds me of Tobal. When you're in the dungeon area.
I can see that. Tobal was fun to mess in. It was.
Yeah, I wish. I was trying to play it and it wouldn't keep my save in adventure mode, so I was kind of a diet doomer.
We should try streaming it.
Yeah, we could try.
They had that weird dungeon mode.
Yeah, that was the coolest thing about it.
Yeah. Well, you could play as a lizard. You could just play as the random monsters that appeared in the dungeon mode.
Yeah.
But I like Metroidvanias a lot. The problem is just that I know a lot of indie games that ever do it, they don't do much with it. They'll give a big open world, but all you can do is like run and jump and have an attack, and that's it.
Yeah, and they don't worry about... The big thing about the Metroidvanias that no one seems to realize is that the RPG elements let it into being... there's a sense of progression. You have to find like the next group of enemies that give you the next group of abilities, and you can grind on properly. And that was your guide to progression, not level design so much. Level design was its own thing.
The thing is, a lot of these I'm seeing too, level design isn't even a thing in them. They have a generic tile set, and every single room looks exactly the same. And they're just not interesting. I would love to see like more if they were done like decently, but they're not. Most indie games typically aren't really. People want to do like send-ups to game genres they grew up with, but then no one really looks into how they worked and what made them work. They just kind of start on it, and they don't really know where they're taking it. It just ends up directionless.
I want to play... it has such an unfortunate title, but I want to play Under Rail. It's not at all related to Undertale.
Why did they call it that?
I don't know. It was in development longer, but it's still so. Oh, is that a billboard Pikmin?
Yeah.
Oh. What makes him any different?
I think
he usually has little tiny babies.
Yes, and they'll follow you.
Yeah. Right now he didn't because I was at my max, but...
oh, is that why? Okay.
There's more.
Kill off some ears.
He just did.
Oh.
You got a cookie. You got the Yoshi's cookie.
Yeah.
I like weird Japanese cookies. Comfort cookie. Because it looks like a pillow.
God, the GameCube had so many favorites of mine. I'm just, for some reason I'm thinking of Q before. I love Q again.
Someone said whatever happened to Red Ash. Yeah, how about that?
Nothing. I haven't heard shit about Red Ash.
No, I haven't either. You know, I really do feel bad that something like crowdfunding, if it goes to people who weren't in it just for money and they actually were, like, people who...
Yeah, because, I mean, it's not... I don't think any of us take any pleasure in the fact that crowdfunding is not working out right now.
Shovel Knight worked, and that wasn't even because of the money. That's because the people making it knew exactly what they were doing. They wanted to do it. They were already starting on it.
Yeah, the same thing with Faster Than Light.
That's the thing you have to realize too with crowdfunding is also just that because you're throwing more money at it, that's not necessarily making it better. It just has to be good people to begin with.
Well, the thing is, there's some good people. I'll say it this way: there's some decent people who, under a proper funding structure and proper supervision, will make a good game. But left with no supervision,
it
all their money up front.
You need people.
It's not really their fault.
Who are dedicated and like have a lot of self direction.
But I don't really feel like those people. I know it's easy to just say, "Oh, they're greedy, they're terrible people." They grew up with like in the spirit of capitalism. They've like been trained to work in a system where you make the product.
Yeah.
And if it's good, you succeed. Not you succeed, and if you feel like it, you can make the product. You know, it ruins the whole system.
It does. Well, that's also why you end up with someone like Notch, is that he got all the money and then he just didn't want to work on it anymore.
Exactly. Or like Armacrog seemed like
Armacrog was
awesome project.
Armacrog. I don't think that's the situation. Armacrog comes off like they blew the money too quickly, and they were also spending too much time on it, so they rushed it out.
It's such a shame. It looks
really
so
is.
good.
It really is. I was so excited for it.
That's
one of the examples where I'm disappointed, but at the same time, they pushed a game out at least, and it was clear kind of what happened when you play it. You understand why it got pushed out like that. It's not a situation where after like 4 or 5 years they say, "Yeah, sorry, we gotta have a game. Deal with it," and they'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, even though it was considered sort of a disaster, they at least finished their whole cycle within like a fraction of the time of Mighty Number 9, which I would assume is a game that takes much less effort.
It's been 4 years now, hasn't it? And yeah, it's a game that should take a lot less effort.
What just happened? Why did the donut like?
Because there's a little bug boy.
Oh.
But I mean, it was a stop motion game. It was one that looked very nice too, compared to really ugly 3D game.
Oh no!
What is it? Oh god, the water wraith or whatever.
Look at this guy.
It's not close by.
He's a little steamroller.
I think it's around the corner. Not here, but if you want the other... Is that it right there?
Oh no! Yeah, he flattened the other guys.
Yeah.
Chocolate cushion.
Let's get the
that makes me want a donut. Yep, here he comes.
Oh. What do you do?
Oh my god,
about
what are you
him?
doing? Oh.
What do you do about him?
He can't hit corners.
I don't remember that. Okay.
So you're learning.
You could kill him somehow, couldn't you?
Yeah, but you have to wait till the final floor. The only way you can get him is with purple Pikmin, and they don't give you any until the last floor.
Okay. Look at purple Pikmin.
But the thing, I was saying that with the Kickstarter thing just because something like Shovel Knight is a good example of what could come out of it. But there are so few examples you can even mention because there's just so many bad examples. Almost every single big Kickstarter that everyone's saying, like, this is why Kickstarter is going to be successful. Like, all the ones that were big at the
Broken Age.
Broken Age was...
That was the biggest example. Like, that was...
Yes, it was.
That was the poster child.
The Double Fine one was the biggest example for people of why Kickstarter is going to be a big thing and big disaster. It was a train wreck. The Ouya, I think, was the most funded gaming Kickstarter, and look where that ended up.
Ooh, yeah.
To be fair with that one, at least, that was people not even reading what it was, because it very clearly stated it was just an Android phone in a box. People were acting like it was going to be its own console and something huge. But that's the thing, like, every single big example of the Kickstarter just ended up as a disaster, and it pretty much killed the whole thing off. No one is going to trust Kickstarters now, so if anything good ever did pop up on Kickstarter now, good luck finding people who are going to fund it. It's probably why Tim Schafer posted the Psychonauts thing on his own website, so he can manipulate numbers if he wanted to, and also on top of that, he could work the angle of saying, "Oh yeah, you're an investor. You're going to get your money back if we sell 1.4 million copies, which we've never sold of any game in our lives. Also, our company might."
Psychonauts?
Yeah, Psychonauts doesn't even sell that much.
It's Psychonauts one of their big sellers, but that's because it's like through things like Humble Bundle.
Yeah, that's the thing
it's
too.
After the fact is the thing.
Yes.
When it came out, nobody wanted it.
What was it, 60% of its sales or something came through the Humble Bundle, and almost all of the people who got it through that didn't even play it once.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
they didn't know what it was, they just bought the bundle.
Yeah, exactly. It was just in a bundle with stuff. And that's the thing too, is it's not only does Psychonauts 2 have to make that many sales, that's full price sales. So if it was through a Humble Bundle, it was through the Humble Bundle, that doesn't even count towards it. That's not going to help.
Do we still have viewers?
Yes, somehow.
That's funny.
We have 40 viewers somehow.
Wow. That's cool.
Someone said Skullgirls turned out pretty good. That came out before a crowdfunder. That was the game.
Yeah, wasn't that...
Fair.
It was originally...
Yeah.
Konami backed it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Konami gave them a huge budget for it.
And that was how they created their initial product. And then they did the...
And then they did it because Konami fucked them over, and they wanted to add a few new characters to it, so they needed money to do it.
But they already had a complete product.
Yes, they did. They had a full game that was already released. So that doesn't count. Yeah, it had a lot of problems.
It initially did not have a move set.
It didn't have a move list, which the creator got really, really angry with people, even though that's a completely reasonable request. It should have taken like
every fighting game has a built-in move list.
Not only that, if you're making an assist for your character, you can do the movement for it. It says the move name. It's programmed in. You could have the game automatically list the moves if you don't feel like manually setting it up. There was no excuse. But the other issue was the hitboxes would randomly flicker on screen. The characters would go invisible, and suddenly they just turn to hitboxes in the game.
Is Robo Fortune in the game?
She is now, yeah. They got all the characters added in now.
Okay.
And she plays like garbage, so...
Oh, god damn it. She was like the best character to me.
That was the thing, is that the guy was being interviewed and he's saying like, oh yeah, she's really like a Guilty Gear character, because one of her...
of Robo-Kai, I get it.
Yeah, well, he was also saying like, oh, well, one of her attack buttons is like having a dust. And then I used her, and no, she doesn't feel like a Guilty Gear character at all. She feels like garbage. She's horrible. She's really slow and clunky. She doesn't... And I loved Robo-Kai. Like, he was the one I was using all the time in Reload. He was a lot of fun to use. I liked managing the temperature meter.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
Okay, well...
Oh, do you really have to? Do you have to start it over?
Yes.
Really?
From I cried.
Oh. You're so far in. Well, that's the thing, is that she's just really slow. She's not functional. She doesn't even have a run, from what I remember. I think she dashes.
I still don't understand that.
It's also, if you're going to do a Guilty Gear character, you need to have an air dash, and she didn't even have an air dash, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah.
Is his name Beowulf?
Yes.
Why is he in the game?
I don't know. People voted him in.
But he doesn't fit the theme of the game. I know Big Fan does, but at least he's kind of ridiculous. This guy's not even... He's just like an actual wrestler. Why is he in it? I don't understand.
Listen, he wears a sweater. It's okay now.
A sweater?
Yeah, he has a sweater.
Look at that.
You don't really see it because it's covered up.
Oh.
So it doesn't matter. No, he's just a wrestler. And not like a wrestler that you would see during the time or anything either. Wrestling was how it was. He's acted like a modern day professional wrestler, so it doesn't make sense. Yeah, they were probably regretting the fan voting thing too, because I remember people were threatening to get a refund of their money if their character didn't win.
Well, I know they really wanted to have that one girl in that was just supposed to be a Saul clone.
Yeah, which... That was something I didn't really like about a lot of the Skullgirls designs, is that they were just knockoffs of other characters.
Well, she didn't look like Saul, but she was literally
She didn't, but no,
like Saul.
Yes, she was supposed to be exactly the same in terms of gameplay.
Yeah.
And even though she didn't look like him, her sword was kind of set up in a way that looks like... So yeah, she was going to be kind of the same thing. Although, you know what, I'll say this at least. I would like using her just because I don't like how most of the characters in Skullgirls feel at all. So I would have been fine with that. I'm not... It's probably going to bother a lot of people that I say it. I don't really like Skullgirls just because of how it plays. I can appreciate a lot about it, and it's the kind of thing I want to see more of. I'm glad it's hand-drawn, high-resolution art like that. It has its own art style and everything. It's an indie fighting game, which no one's really doing, but I don't like that the focus is just on... It's not really about fighting, it's about landing the first hit, and once you get the hit, you do a combo for like a minute and a half. I'm not wild about games like that. Like, I know people like Marvel a lot, but Marvel even went quicker about like infinite combos and everything and killing someone off. Skullgirls doesn't have infinites.
It's very melty blood.
Pretty much. It's just you hit somebody and you juggle them around for about a minute, and you start doing almost no damage with the combo. And then the combo system also has all these artificial numbers in the back that eventually force you to drop it at some point. It's not because the game is balanced, it's just because the game eventually says, okay, stop it. You're doing too much, stop. He has all these interviews where he's saying like, oh, a fighting game shouldn't scale stuff like Guilty Gear, so eventually your combo drops. But I'd much rather have that than have a game that just eventually, for no reason, says, okay, you have to stop. At least I know that my combo's slowly going away, as opposed to it just stopping when it feels like it. It's... Ugh. And that was the thing, on day one was when I was playing it too, and that's when people were doing just 100% damage combos because it was such a mess. They didn't really balance a lot of stuff in it because he was so...
I remember Sarah Bowen was just like the best initially.
Yeah, she was. But that was the thing, is that because the game has that infinite prevention system, which it's not preventing infinites, it's just if you mix up the attack you start with from the last time you launch someone in the air, then it says it's okay.
What is that thing? It's an M&M what?
Is it an M&M?
I think it's a jar lid.
Oh, like a jar lid.
They have M&Ms in containers like that.
Activity aroused here? What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm going on and on about Skullgirls. The thing with it is that I just don't like how it ends up playing as an actual fighting game. It does a lot right. It's just it's not the kind of fighting game I'm interested in. It doesn't have characters I'd want to use.
Oh,
if there's combos in a fighting game, I like them to be really short and quick, which is why I like Guilty Gear a lot, because they'll go up to like 10, 12 hits, and they only last like 5 seconds.
I still watch Salty Bets sometimes because I don't know why. I like watching that crap.
I didn't know it's still going.
Oh yeah. It has no value as an actual game, but it's just fun to watch. But when they'll take like high AI Guilty Gear characters, and they won't be stuck within the limitations of combos from their own game, so they'll just do ridiculous infinites and like completely annihilate other AI.
I doubt anyone would ever set up a Guilty Gear character for Mugen in a way that would work right. There's so many quirks to that game. in terms of how it does things. I don't think anyone would ever pay attention to them. I was playing it constantly just to kind of figure out things about it, and it's really weird how it works. Like, the way it starts scaling, how much moves start, like, stunning you, so you only get, like, 1-frame windows, eventually. I think it's 500 frames have to pass since you began the combo. It's not even based on what you're hitting them with or anything, it's just a timer. So if the combo's been going for so long, it starts scaling it. But that's the thing, is it has a system that works and you notice it, and there's no way to actually do infinites in Guilty Gear. It's weird that a lot of fighting games now... Oh no, is he gonna...
No, he's fine. Oh, but...
The problem is he's got... Okay, no, I can get this.
This guy's a turd. Is there really no way you can do anything about him?
Not until he has purples.
Can he go in the water?
Yeah.
Oh. I should watch Salty Bet again, it's been a while.
It's fun. Who did I see that was interesting recently? I saw some obscure, what was the...
Oh, someone said that wasn't an M&M thing, that's a tennis ball canister lid.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
It looked like something familiar.
Get the fuck out of here, come on. Leave.
I feel like a retard. Who's the creator of Astro Boy?
Tezuka.
Bazooka, thank you. He had another manga called Shiraku, I think, where it's about a guy with a third eye, and if he has a bandage over his third eye, he just acts like a good guy, a klutz. But the heroine will rip the bandage off his eye, and he becomes like a mastermind, evil, ancient race bad guy. But he'll fight the other bad guys, and then she'll come up and put the sticker back on his head when all the threats are gone. But I saw they made him in Mugen, and I thought that was kind of cool. And it's just neat to see. That's also, it's like a showcase of what people do with Mugen still, and I think that's really interesting.
I like those weird giant monster ones that had the Spanish voice clips playing over them.
Yeah.
And it would just be a giant photo of them that would appear on screen, and they'd instantly kill the other person.
Oh, they aren't Spanish, but you're kind of describing this one creator, Japanese guy, Gugu. All his characters are ridiculous like that. Gugu, yeah. Gugu64.
Do they show the author names of the characters during it?
Yeah, you can, if you go in chat and press exclamation point author, it will tell you who created each one.
I like that.
Yeah, it's set up to tell you everything. The community is terrible, but I usually just turn the chat off unless I'm trying to find info out.
Do they still have Dwayne appearing?
He's there, but his head has been turned into the cap of assault, and it shakes when he dances. So,
because all I remember last time I watched was that they would always show Dwayne before a fight, and Bayonetta was the announcer. Compelling cookie.
Oh, good. That was it. Okay, now to find that hole.
Oh, I keep seeing a lot of Joy Mecha Fight characters in Mugen, which is nice. In Salty Bet. And they're usually pretty powerful.
Who even made that game, anyways? Was it just Nintendo themselves?
Yeah, it was Nintendo themselves.
They
just saw a cheap better tune, they wanted to do something like that, but have it run well, so they created that character.
Yeah. It was a good idea. I wish they would have done more like it, though.
Me too. I think if they had worked on it more, they could have ended up having like a mainline Nintendo fighting game series now. Like as a result.
Could have been cool. Instead we have nothing. We have nothing.
You got Pocket. Which isn't them.
It sure isn't, and it's also something I'm not even sure what I'm gonna think. I'm gonna need to try it. Do you have the little bulb orbs with you?
Yeah, we went over
He
this.
explained.
You explained it. I didn't know you could take them.
Yes, if you kill the big one, well, they have little ones with them. They're yours.
I didn't know that. I just. Oh, I like that.
I do too. They're some of my favorites.
It's like the puffins from Yoshi's Island.
Yeah. Yes, it is. I drew one of them on my notebook paper. Used to like.
You steal them from his daddy.
Yeah, and they run out eventually, don't they?
Yeah.
I forget. Do the bulbwort Pikmin have any special properties?
They're immune to everything.
Oh.
So like they can go in water, they don't catch on fire, all that stuff.
Thank you, new follower. By the way, if you follow, actually thank you for doing that, because if we were going to apply for a Twitch partnership, but I know they want like more followers than what we have, so whoever's following, you're actually helping us out, so thank you. So maybe soon we too can have Irate Gamer emoticons.
Get the fuck over here.
Ronnie.
Let's think. Yeah, let's have a Candy Kong emoticon.
My Candy Kong. I'd like it. That's stupid. Didn't I send that image where she's like smiling?
Yeah, that was a net monster we had. Remember?
Yes, that was it.
We could probably make a bunch of those net monsters into emoticons. Oh, we gotta do net monster again sometime. That was a lot of fun. The foreigner was really good.
With our fans over the Boba event. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was, and that's why we want to do another one soon.
Yeah.
You've reached your 4-hour limit for this video call. Really?
Has it been 8 hours?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Well, do it again. Do it again.
Damn.
You know, I'm gonna tweet out that we're marathoning this. Thank you, anyone who's watching, by the way.
Fuck.
Let me tweet this out.
What happened?
What happened?
I mean, just in time, you don't get to see my horrible failures.
It just looked away.
Christ. It was taking too long on that stage anyway.
Did you see the new Rat Boy Genius yet?
New one? No.
He did a new one like a day ago.
What was it?
I don't know. I still have to watch it.
I really like the Caterpillar Ambassador.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, don't kill them all.
You always make save states. Oh.
You didn't die, did they?
One of them did.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh no, he's whipping around. He doesn't want to die. Or balloon.
Yeah,
bubble.
I don't like watching some of the enemies squirm. Like they just don't want to die.
Oh, you turned him to stone.
You got a bunch of them.
So they have ghosts. Do they go to an afterlife?
Yes.
It's this again. It's just a bunch of layers of this.
I wish I lived in a fictional video game world that had an afterlife.
Shit.
I wish I lived in a Cubivore, where I could mate. I get a harem and then I mate to death. And
You think Cubivore would be fun to stream, or is it too slow?
no, if we're playing this, Cubivore is definitely viable.
Okay. I like Cubivore.
Me too. It's a favorite. I love Gacha Force. I love I liked Piano 3. It was fun. Beautiful Joe.
I liked it a lot. I was just sad with. It seemed like kind of they didn't get to go off.
Yeah, it wasn't fully. Yeah.
And it's too bad they never got to continue it.
Yeah, I really like both the Beautiful Joes. You don't have enough guys. What are you doing?
Someone said 24-hour Chow Garden stream. No, we're never gonna do. Sorry.
I don't know. Hold on. Maybe not in any time soon, but maybe if it's 2, right? Not 1. Because you know where the animals are and shit.
Well, first of all, that means I'm going to have to stay up for 24 hours to do it.
Oh, okay. I don't mean literally 24 hours.
You could switch off.
That's true.
Else.
That's true. We could do that.
I've never done.
Oh, you know what? If we're playing it, through Dolphin, we could switch off because we can trade the memory card file. We could do that. We'll think about it.
Wouldn't we play the PC version?
Well, that means everyone would have to own it.
God,
if we just use,
damn it, these bombs.
If we just use Dolphin, we could just download it and we can trade save files between each other instead of having to own it.
Oh my god.
Oh!
Okay, well.
Oh. You still have a lot. No, don't. No.
Okay, this is my last try. If this shit happens again, I'm calling it.
No, don't say that.
Because I'm getting frustrated.
Just make save states or something.
No, don't do that.
We've come so far, though. We've come so far, it'd be really sad if it just ended up falling apart.
It sure would.
In the end, it wouldn't even matter.
Thank you. Oh wait, does it actually save what sub-level you were at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
He hasn't been restarting.
Oh, don't quit then. If it actually saves what floor you're on. Don't give up. Are there any way to see, like, a warning if those are gonna drop on you?
No. You just have to run around and wait for them to drop.
Can you send someone out ahead to, like, get them all to drop?
You can, but it's not reliable.
Mm.
They only drop if you're directly under them.
Yeah, and if it's a crowd, it'll get larger. Protection. Protection.
Oh shit.
Hey, see my jet. Hey, bitch. Hey, see my jet. I'm gonna be my
Everyone's saying that Louie needs you. Yeah, don't give up. Louie needs your help.
He does. Otherwise, he'll just live in the wild.
Someone said Monster Rancher 2's bet. We could stream Monster Rancher.
Oh, that's a good one.
That'd be fun.
What's your favorite subspecies or whatever in Monster Rancher?
What are the eyeball guys?
Poizo.
I like them.
They're good. I like Monols.
I like how he was like the mascot for it initially, but then because he's ugly and gross, they went for the dumb little penguin thing instead.
That thing's not important in the games, though.
No, it isn't.
No, my favorite. Do you remember the Monols?
Which
they were
were
just walls.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
They were my favorites, and they had some of the funniest subspecies because if you bred them with certain things, they'd make such a weird baby.
There you go.
Bomb Saddam, bomb Saddam.
It's time to bomb Saddam. It's weird to look back on that.
I know.
That we were actually in full support of that war for a while.
Yeah, and now it's like not even. No side wants to be warmongering now.
Oh shit, that's way too close. What were those guys dying from? What the fuck?
You're fine.
What the fuck happened?
A bomb.
Was it?
Could have been. There could have been, yeah. Don't quit, please. Louis needs you.
You're gonna suffocate.
I don't remember this being this hard.
Well, you're about to make it, aren't you?
You should be out of the way.
Good.
Big dick. Dicky dicky. Something like that could be fun though if we did like the Chow Garden and we switch the save file around. That might.
Monster Hunter 2 would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good too. We for sure have to do that monster again.
That'll be much easier than those two. We should have like a poll for like which favorite should be in it next time, last time.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because I'd rather most of them be new. Catch him, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get away from these fucking bombs.
Oh, you did it!
You did it. Look, you got a piece of candy. I wonder what that's called.
Heart cube.
Nintendo shit cube.
It is called the shit cube. What was that guy's name?
The angry, pissed off gamer.
And his eyes would change, and there'd be a pause. Oh, it's so good.
This is my Xbox 360. This is my PlayStation 3. And this is my Nintendo GameCube, which I like to call the Nintendo shit cube.
Shit cube.
Someone said, thank you. Someone said Screen Cheat was pretty fun. It was fun, that was a good game.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, we're gonna get back into playing multiplayer stuff.
Yeah, we'll do that more.
We have more spend co-op to do, I believe. We had a good run with spend. We didn't do that much. Oh my god, no. Yes!
Well, it's just one. That's okay.
It's just one. He's okay.
The bad news is the water rates just fell down. Oh god, there he is! Oh god!
Oh my god.
He got 8.
I didn't think he was gonna be able to go up the ledge.
It's weird that he can.
Christ.
I hate watching him.
Yeah, he's stressful.
The music changes too. Oh god!
Get one.
Yeah, did he just go on top of it?
He goes against it. You really need this toilet paper?
I do need everything.
I know. What brand is this, though?
I've actually seen it at the store before.
It says
okay.
deviled ham.
Oh, it's deviled ham? I thought it was a sealed roll of toilet paper. Yes, it's deviled ham. Okay.
Drone
supplies.
Okay, good. That was the last one.
We still got a lot of buddies. Is it Seinfeld?
Yeah. Ba-doom, ba-doom, boom, boom.
Badunga bung bung bung.
Ba-doom, ba-doom. You know the Bomberman anime, Bomberman Jetters?
Yes.
The one main villain. It was interesting how that game was designed because they had
He's just a guy.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But he's from the Sega Saturn game.
Is he?
Yes.
Was he from Saturn Bomberman?
Yes, that's what he's from. And The other villain was from the SNES games, so it was kind of a crossover, which was interesting. But whenever he appears on screen, his theme would play, and it was just like a weird parody version of the Seinfeld theme.
That's not good villain music.
Let me find it.
Maybe it's because they saw Kramer, so they thought he was supposed to be a villain.
Actually, it's interesting. The Japanese dub of Seinfeld is called My Neighbor Seinfeld, and it's narrated from the perspective of Kramer. That is absolutely true.
I thought you were gonna say My Neighbor Kramer, and Kramer was actually the main character in that one.
No.
Does he say Jerry Sama?
Jerry Kun.
That was getting to you mentally watching all the JoJo.
It was. I told you I started having nightmares about it.
I'm so sorry. You started saying every word in Japanese.
Oh yeah, that was fun. It's fun to talk with that accent.
There you go. It's just the bootleg version of the Seinfeld's theme.
Seinfeld's theme.
It's not even like similar. It's just a slightly fucked up version.
Oh my god, you're right. Hang on, let me tweet that. What the fuck?
Okay, here we go.
It's the same song. They didn't even try to cover it up.
No, there's just a couple notes are switched.
Why do they think this is villain music?
Well, he's kind of a weird villain. There were tons of villains in that show, and he was a very serious one.
Oh, I hate this guy.
The watery?
Yeah. He's a turd. What is even the point of him? What does he live to do?
Be threatening.
I feel really sad when I see him crush a bunch of Pikmin. Oh no. I like how he runs. Remember the big fart man from Resident Evil 6?
Yes, it does. It reminds me of the
It looks
fart
exactly
man.
like it.
Yes, it does. It's just sped up.
That was so stupid. In the basement of a church, they just had a fart monster. They locked him up because they didn't want him farting on people.
Yeah, and he prances around. God, that was such a weird boss. It was also weird because most of the other monsters were really boring, typical, and that one was just like ridiculous.
He's just a goofball.
Yeah. What are you doing over there?
I kind of like this guy more now that he's just running around like a goofball.
Yeah, no, he's much less annoying without the steam roller. Yeah.
He looks like he's made out of flubber. Oh.
Oh. Making fun inside of him somehow, even though he's transparent.
Yeah, I didn't see that in there.
It's a me, Mario. Does the boss have a name?
I think it's just boss.
Yeah. But he's yellow, so I always associate him with Mario.
You didn't hear that.
Was it a fart? I didn't know what it was. It's like you're like crushing something underneath your feet.
Yeah. You didn't hear it, it's okay.
Okay.
Professional noisemaker.
That's me. That's my title.
And yeah, there we go. Now I don't have to pluck anything anymore.
Oh yeah.
You just yell at them and they pluck themselves. You say, go pluck yourself.
It's like when someone yells at you and you wake up and you have that horrible panic attack, but you think you're dying.
Luck and pluck. Fuck the
Did I
sword.
get everything?
Says he did.
Yes, good.
Why did he write pluck on it? Why couldn't it just be
Because
luck?
he's plucky.
Yeah.
Because he likes Plucky Duck. He loves Tiny Toons a lot, and he draws a little Buster Bunny in blood on the sword too.
And he vomits and dies.
That was later on.
Sorry.
He says, "Oh no, the laser eyes," and then he stands there for 10 seconds.
The stingy. I forget the translation.
Yeah, isn't it stingy? Stingy eyes or something?
Something stingy, yeah. Secret Hisatsu stingy vampire eyes or something.
And then there's the zoom punch, which is where you just break your arm.
And then it's okay because you're special.
Because it doesn't hurt. I like it just because they make the bone cracking sounds.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's not like a superpower, it's just you're a gross guy. You're a really gross guy who breaks his arm. There's other powers that he can turn his eyelids inside out.
And he can throw his hairs at people.
He can thread a spaghetti through his nose.
Oh yeah.
I don't like that.
He has the JoJo crackers. I think he meant clackers, but it was always crackers.
He says cracker.
Well, they're called clackers.
Yeah, I know they're supposed to be clackers. He says cracker.
I have a set of them.
They give it a lot of attention. Doesn't he only use it like once?
Yeah, I think so, but it's in like all the games.
Yeah, it's in all the games. It's in the opening and everything. They make a big deal out of it. It was cool when he did it.
Mm-hmm.
He only does it once, but he did it.
Yeah.
Good morning, Chrono.
Hey guys, why are we Chrono?
I really like that one picture someone drew. Chrono Trigger and his mom.
Oh, Vegeta?
They're both Vegeta.
Yeah.
It's a good drawing.
It really
We didn't
is.
sleep. Christy was here for a little bit.
Oh.
I also like the Scott Pilgrim comic, and the little dog has Scott Pilgrim's face too.
Oh yeah. How was Chrissy?
She was fine, she's tired.
Yeah, me too.
Are you still tired?
Yeah,
That's understandable.
it is. How many viewers do you have?
40, which is much more than we thought we'd
50.
have. This point. 50.
We have 50?
You have 50.
Wow, so we went up.
Like Pikmin 2.
Oh well, because you put up the announcement.
Oh yeah, they were marathoning it.
What a cool marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, saddle up our future ideas that we do.
Well, we're not gonna make him do it.
Make me do what?
Nothing.
Someone suggested we do a 24-hour Chow Garden stream. And the idea would be that we would switch a memory card file between each other so we could do it.
That's not a bad idea.
If we're taking what's the term?
We'd be taking turns.
Yeah.
Why? We can all take turns sleeping.
But I mean,
I want
that's
to get
what
one with
people
all the
think.
bone dog part. Or no, that takes away parts, doesn't it?
When it's my turn, I'll kill it.
You can't do that. They turn into a little stasis pod and they disappear.
Oh my god, that would be horrible. Imagine if someone was doing so well with it, and then you wake up an hour later and it's dead.
We wouldn't do that.
When it's my
It
turn,
wouldn't
I'm
be
gonna-
dead, but it would be fucked up.
When it's my turn, I'm going to transfer it to a VMU and I'm going to leave.
It'll leave.
I know,
What?
I'm going to leave. I'm going to just take the VMU I put the chow on and I'm leaving.
Like a physical one?
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
basically kidnapping it.
It's mine now. I've never gotten. You know, there were like final evolution mutations or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The Satan one would get crab claws, and then there was like
Yeah.
neutral was chaos. I never got any of those.
No, I didn't either. You know what? Mine looked sort of like the Knight's one, but I didn't get it all the way.
Mine had the skull head. I just put the skull. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then some of them don't like putting things on their heads.
Really?
Well, most people don't.
They get bed head hair.
We had that happen when I was streaming it before. I was trying to put a pumpkin on his head and he wouldn't take it.
I have no idea how you're supposed to get them to do it.
Oh, you have to give them the bone dog animal.
Does that make them like it?
Yes, that's how you do it.
Why the bone dogs?
Well,
like
but that takes away that makes them ghostas or something.
No, it takes away animal tributes from the body.
So what? They can't be animals or what? Oh God, fuck you!
They won't have animal parts.
Oh, is that what the bone dog does?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, how many did you just lose?
Fucking like 50.
You're outdoors though. You can get more.
Yeah, but I've wasted so much time now. There were probably purple ones too.
Oh no.
Purple.
Purple nurple.
I'm eating
That's what the bone dog did.
eating a bacon, egg, bagel, cheese sandwich.
Did you know the villain's song from Bomberman Jetters is just a Seinfeld theme song? I didn't know this. He just told me that. Carnivore just told me that.
It's like how
that link.
It's like how that one song in Spyro was just the Amanda Show theme.
Yeah, other way
Well,
around.
that was literally just the Amanda.
It's true, it was. Because the same guy got hired and he didn't care. He said, "Who the fuck is Amanda Bynes?" I don't...
And then that one song in Sonic 06 is just Quickman's theme, and the other one is just Bowser in the Dark World.
I don't remember that.
And then it's also not a good game.
Which one?
Sonic.
No, it was great. What are you talking about?
I did buy it.
We should do a 24-hour marathon of that.
It would probably take that long to get through it.
What?
I know a lot of people also say, oh, it's not that bad.
Well,
it's
they're
not that
fucking
bad of a
wrong.
game. Anyone who says that...
Is that Jaleel White saying that?
Yeah, he's the one
Jaleel
saying...
White's the biggest fan of that game.
Sonic 06 isn't that bad, everybody.
Yeah.
No,
Not kind of Peter Griffin, though.
If you're, you know what, if you're someone who actively plays bad Sonic games because that is the only thing you like, and you have a Sonic fan character, I'm sure Sonic 2006 is a par for the course for you.
Now, what would be the one that's below standard? Would that be Sonic Chronicles, or...?
I don't know.
Musically, I think.
Okay, everyone.
That's true.
I'm gonna open my drink. Everyone guess what it is.
Are you spilling it in your lap?
Fanta.
No, it's a Monster.
Oh.
Oh, well, yeah, I can understand why you need that.
You tried. Big.
No, I was even doing Big Bumba. I was even using glitches and stuff when I was playing through it, and it was still just horrible to get through. One of the levels was where I quit. It's where you're running too fast. If you hit a wall, you just die. And it was almost impossible controlling it, and Sonic kept clipping through the floor and just falling anyways. And I couldn't do it because you had to start the whole level over if you failed it enough.
I like
so
how
it's a 40-minute level. You have to play through again.
I like how there were supposed to be cars in town, but they moved them. But if you go to this one glitch, the cars will come back. But they didn't fit. But they didn't finish the AI, so they just randomly turn like into walls.
That's awesome. What the hell?
Is there a video of that? I want to see that.
Yeah, there probably is.
Do they make horrible noises like actual cars crashing?
No. Let's see if I can find this.
Cars.
No, I'll find it. I'm going online. Let's see. I'm using my telephone.
I liked how all the missions that you were required to do had a loading screen just for the person to tell you the mission again, and then it had to load the actual mission, and then it would load you talking to the person one last time.
It's a good trick. Are you
vomiting?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's the cars. Yeah, they honk.
You found it.
They're honking and they're crashing into walls. they're just constantly honking and they're stuck in walls. Oh my god.
There you go. They tried really hard and it paid off.
I'm glad people got these working. He's talking to somebody. There's just 3 cars spinning in circles in the back. It was like that Daytona car we had that would just spin in circles playing the music and honking.
Oh, that was so good.
It didn't even play the whole song. It just went. Ah!
Yeah, that was the only part it played. You can play that. I found my copy of it.